Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Issei Blacksmith gamer ability to save humanity? Before I start, please do support for more awesome content, and subscribe my channel and like this video. Go support and follow the Muramesa02 for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story. Link in the description. Issei had a weird dream where he woke up to a multitude of blades sticking in the fiery hell. Issei began walking around mesmerized by the blades. The pair of blades he could see in anime. He saw two blades that were black with a flame pattern and red blade with a black flame pattern. He would eventually walk up to the two blades, but as soon as he was about to grab them, a voice would be heard. "Kid, what are you doing here?" Issei would turn around to look at the man who had a black pants, red sleeve, in his left arm, while holding a white cape with red hair and yellow eyes. Issei: "Sorry sir, I didn't mean to try grab the blades, they're just so beautiful. But for some reason I felt like they're trying to talk to me something about claim your inheritance," and started walking toward the blades like a zombie. "Heh, it's true that these blades are beautiful. But enough of that, you must be somehow related to me, because only ones related to me are able to access this world and can only use the blades around you to their whole potential." Issei: "Okay, so who are you? I have held blades, well practiced ones anyway, but these blades felt like they belonged to me, welcoming me with open arms, as if I was born to hold them. 2. Ask your mother, since she has my blood in here for some reason I can tell. Now it's time to wake up, kid." Issei shot up out of the bed with wide eyes. He didn't know who that man, but felt like he should. Welcome gamer. Gamer's body unlocked LVL max. Gamer's mind unlocked LVL max. Gift from God unlocked LVL max. 4. Inheritance LVL max. 4. Issei, gift from God, what is that? Allows you to upgrade faster than regular gamer. When you level up you would get 1 to 2 ability points, but now you get 5 every time you level up, and you use magic abilities easier, and without costing too much MP. 1. Issei: "Oh, that's cool, so what do I do now?" Quest unlocked. 100 push-ups, 0 100. 100 sit-ups, 0 100. 100 squats, 0 100. 10 kilometers run, 0 10. Failure to complete this quest will give you a punishment quest. 10. Issei: "Oh, I see, you are challenging me, well bring it on." 4. Issei got to work, and 2 to 3 hours later he completed the quest, and waiting for the rewards. Quest completed, rewards will now be given. Projection magic, trace on, unlocked, allows you to trace weapons as long as you know the steps to make them. 6. Kansho and Bakuya unlocked, great for killing monsters in dungeons and enhances your physical strength. Issei looks ecstatic by this, and decides to take a look at the swords. Issei: "Well, let's try it then, trace on." Red fire appears in his hands, and he sees 2 of the most beautiful blades he has seen, one black and one white like yin and yang. Issei: "Oh hell yeah, I'm definitely keeping these. Oh shit, I have to get to school, mom will kill me. I swear she's a demon." With that, Hanyu mask appears behind her, and also I have to keep my promise to her. I'll buy some flowers for her grave and pay my respects. 2. Issei: "My path of becoming the best swordsman and blacksmith begins now, and help humanity out any way I can. That was my promise to her, and I intend to keep it." Issei finally arrived at Ko Academy on time. Mind you, he usually doesn't arrive to school on time, but since he saw those swords he was excited, thus here we are. Issei saw 2 individuals, one with blue hair with red eyes. She's wearing the female coup. Issei: "Who are those girls, and why do I feel like I know them, but where?" Quest unlocked. Complete your first dungeon, get your inherited blades from your mother. Rewards: new equipment and a blade. Sword skill: Starburst Stream 21 hit combo, form a certain swordsman from anime. Secret quest: find the book of Miyamoto Musashi. Reward: Issei: "The father of humanity, like Adam, who was the perfect image of God, that even God was scared of him. Well, I'd better to get to class, and that sword skill sounds awesome, an inherited blade." 13. Issei: "Hyoudou, what are you doing standing around like that?" 1. Issei turns around to see the student council president, who he quickly observes her. Issei turns around to see the student council president, who he quickly observes her. Sauna Shirtorai, Sona Citri, LVL 23. Health points, 2025. Magic points, 300. Race: Devil. STR: 20. Vit: 21. AGL: 19. Int: 28. SES: 20. LCK: 20. Issei was shocked by this. He has seen some weird stuff, but devils, but wait, why would she go to school that's for humans? Could this be a recruiting situation for their race, and humans are just so happen to be here? Maybe that's why she and that other girl Rias Gremory were so popular, and how they supposedly came from Europe, but he act dumb, he doesn't want them on his conscience. Issei: "Sorry President, I was just thinking if I have my homework, which I now remember I have in my book bag." Sona: "I see, well don't stand around here, get to class." Issei walks off and enters the classroom, but for some reason can still feel her staring at him. Sona: He's not a regular human, I'll keep an eye on him, maybe recruit him for my peerage. Soon after class ended he still felt like he was still watched, but this time it was a different person. The person watching him was Kaneko Tuju, the so-called school mascot, so he just minded his own business, but still kept vigilant around her. Issei, now that I'm home I can activate this dungeon key I found from getting to school on time. Dungeon activated, DC rank enemies. Kill the main boss and start your journey. Issei was teleported to the dungeon in an instant, and for some reason the dungeon gave off a depressing feeling, but that did not matter to him as it was time to level up and show the world who Issei Hyoudou is. He opens the dungeon doors, and as soon as he opens it, a disgusting creature jumped out at him for a surprise attack. Issei, well, you're one ugly mother, aren't you? The creature just screeched, but Issei was having none of it. By quickly tracing Kancho and Bakuya he made quick work of the monster. Because of parameters he gained form, tracing the blades by throwing a pair of them at the monster while running, making a downward slash while the blades that were thrown cut the monster's eyes out while he cut it in two and turns to ashes. Issei, how that was easier than I thought, hoping for a challenge. Level up X2. Issei, sorry I don't have time for you. I made a promise to my late fiancé, and that was to become strong to protect those in need, so no hard feelings. Issei then spots a floating book and walks over to it, and observes the said books. Secret quest completed. Find the Book of 5 Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. You can now dual-wield swords more efficiently. Breath of Water Beast Firewind Mundhunder. Dual-wielding LVL 29100. Mastery of this skill will unlock a certain sword breath. Issei had an excited look on his face. He had heard of Miyamoto Musashi. I mean, how could he not? She was the woman who made the sword style called Hyoho Niden Ichi Ryu, or Niden Ryu for short. She was known all over Japan. That woman was also one of the reasons for taking up swordsmanship, and wanted to make his own blade that he could be proud of. Issei, this is awesome, the legendary swordswoman that is known from all over Japan, and now I'm holding the book she made. This is incredible, those sword breathing techniques look fantastic. Issei started to calm down. He almost forgot he was still in a dungeon, and he still needs to complete that. Issei, alright, I know you're hiding, monster, so come on out and let's end this. The dancer. Health, 5000. Magic, 450. Magic, 450. 22. STR 19. VIT 23. Int 22. AGL 34. SES 23. LCK 20. Warning: this boss is extremely quick, be careful. Issei, well, since you have a lot of speed I know exactly how to dealt with you. Issei quickly projects Kancho and Bakuya and activates strength boost and speed boost, and rushes the boss with speed and power. He throws two blades at the dancer, which she quickly dodged. Seeing that this would not work, he makes a sword and activated on of the new skills he acquired called the Breath of the Wind. Issei, Breath of the Wind, Ichi no Kata, Jin Seppusogi. The technique makes a horizontal cyclone while dashing at ridiculously fast speeds, which disorientates the dancer. With her now flying in the air, he quickly changed breathing style called the Breath of the Moon. Issei, Breath of the Moon, Go no Kata, Geppuku Saika. This causes a vortex of big and small bladed crescent moon-shaped blades to hover over one another, which makes the dancer scream, but Issei decides he needs to finish this now, so without a second though he makes another breathing technique. Issei, it's over, Breath of the Moon, Juroku no Kata, Gekko Katawaradzuki. This technique creates 3 big slashes of black energy with purple moon with various sizes which cut the dancer up, and now it's slowing down, and Issei, seeing this, walks up to the dancer and cuts her head off. Issei, I pray for your peaceful passing, farewell. Quest complete. Level up X8. Issei checks his stats and updates them. Issei Hyoudou, level 28. Health points 4500. Magic points 335. STR 40. VIT 39. AGL 38. Int 38. SES 39. LCK 38. Rewards: you are now ready to get your inherited blade from your mother. Go speak to her as soon as you can. Trust me, you'll love it. Issei, is that so? Game, count on it. Issei, well, thank you for the help on my journey. Are you ready for the demonic blacksmith of humanity? Game, hell yeah, let's show the whole world who they're ing with. Issei, well, let's get out of here. I'm going to bed, I'm tired as hell. Gamer, agreed. Just because you don't need sleep doesn't mean you should neglect your sleeping schedule and school life. Issei, yeah, even though I hate school. Issei finally returns home from school and wanted to finally understand who that man was and why those blades were calling out to him, so he calls out to his mother for answers. The old man said she had his blood in her, so she must know something about him. Issei, hey mom, there is something I want to talk to you about. His mother, named Miki Hyoudou, turned and was wondering what he wanted to talk to about. Miki, What is it? I see you struggling with schoolwork, or something. If it's math, I'm sorry, I hated that subject so much I paid someone to do that work for me. Issei's face is blank even if he knew his mother hated math with a passion, but this takes the cake. But that was not what he was talking about. Issei, Mom, there is the man who has appears in my dreams, and for some reason he sits there forging blades that seemingly call out to me. Mickey's face seemingly goes dark. She finally knew why his hair turned completely red, and with his fascination with swords. How could she not have seen this sooner? After all, his blood runs through her veins as well as her soon, and now Issei can't hide this from him any longer. Mickey, I think it's to tell who I was before I met your father. My name before I met your father was Mickey Muramasa, and the man who in your dreams is Senji Muramasa, my grandpa and your great-grandpa. Issei was shocked. He could not believe it. The demonic blacksmith that was regarded to being one of the greatest blacksmiths to ever live in Japan is his ancestor. Is that why the blades seemingly called out to him? I mean, it would make sense because from what he heard from the legends, the blades were cursed, and the wielder would have unquenched thirst for blood as long as he or she holds a Muramasa blade. Issei, so we are descendants from the demonic blacksmith himself. Is that why those black-winged people came after us, specifically me? When I was child, they wanted to use me to find our family's blades. Mickey was confused. How did he know about black-winged people, or fallen angels to be precise? Mickey, how do you know about that? Issei, because there are a few devils who go to my school and has been watching me like a hawk since I got there. Mickey was mad at this. Why couldn't those people off? They knew they were the only two in the world who could hold Muramasa blades without going insane. Why should they be hunted down just because they crave power? Mickey sad-faced that. I'm tired of those bastards ruining our lives. It's time to show them why the Muramasa blades were feared in the first place. Issei, I'm going to give you my 2 blades that I've forged 8 years ago. Issei looked confused. His mom used to make blades and was also targeted by other people because of it. This angered him. His mom was just living her life. Do they not have the common sense to leave people out of their affairs? Issei, okay mom, so these are Muramasa blades, I assume. His mother nodded her head and beckoned him to follow her to the basement. She kept hidden from him, not wanting to involve him in the supernatural, but that plan seemingly failed. They finally reached their destination and seized the forging technique in the blades that he saw in the fiery landscape where his great-grandpa was located. Mickey, these blades are called Shunsui and Enma. Don't touch them yet because I have to unlock your Muramasa bloodline. Issei was then approached by his mother, who said some words that seemingly just connect with him, as if he awakened a new power in a way he did. Mickey, essence, unravel, perfected ideals, converge, forging techniques, bind, I give you my Shunsui and Enma. Quest completed. You now have Muramasa blades and can use them at their full potential, and also can now use the blades in the dreams you've had. Shusui Muramasa blade. STR plus 30. AGL plus 25. VIT plus 25. INT plus 25. LCK plus 30. SES plus 25. Enma Muramasa blade. Allows the user to use to make hellfire that can cut through anything as long as the user has the required strength. STR plus 25. VIT plus 25. AGL plus 25. INT plus 25. SES plus 25. LCK plus 30. Dungeon unlocks C rank enemies. Issei was absolutely astounded by this. Was significantly boost his stats. He thanked his mother and got ready for his next dungeon, but before he saw an orange-haired girl was practicing some kind of electricity magic. Nami, level 47, HP 7650, MP 2565, level 70, STR 72, VIT 67, AGL 65, INT 75, SES 68, LCK 68. Abilities: Goro Goro no Mi, Observation Haki, Armament Haki, Conqueror's Haki. Weapon: Staff of Eneru, a self-proclaimed god who was defeated by the Pirate King. Issei, excuse me, what are you doing out here in the middle of the night? Nami, I could ask you the same thing. Ain't you supposed to be still in school, kid? Issei, yeah. But I've come to realize if I want to protect something precious, my mother, since my father protected us from bank robbers and fell into a coma, the bullet just barely missed his brain, and I can't let that happen again. I have to get stronger just like you, miss. Nami, don't call me miss. Just call me Nami and take care of your father. You don't want to lose him in your early stages of your life. It's the most painful thing in the world to lose a loved one, and I'm sorry for what happened to your father. Issei, no worries, you didn't do it. Hey, if you want, you can hang out with me and meet my mom, since I believe you two would get along just fine by the way you both carry yourselves. Nami, I'd like that, kid. What's your name? Issei Hyoudou. It's nice to meet you, Nami. Nami, it's nice to meet you too, Issei Hyoudou. Issei, I finally got some good equipment after maxing out my trace on skill, and I have to say I look pretty badass with this future-like equipment. I mean, I have never seen this type of equipment, so I assume we never discover it yet, but I'm not complaining. I also find out who those girls were. Their names are Senyorizui and Yumi Shirom. We were childhood friends who would get into a lot of trouble, but ever since the accident with those black-winged people and the explosion of my house, which caused me a little bit of memory loss, and forgot about them. I then made a promise to never forget them again, in which they said you better keep that promise, or we will kick your ass. I can't tell if they were joking or not, but I won't take that chance. But what I still can't believe is this secret skill I have now. Like, what the did it come with the outfit, or something, because I don't remember getting this at all. I wonder what it could be. I mean, I completed a lot of dungeons due to the time I had off. I requested to excuse my absences because of my father's condition was getting slightly better, and Sona, understanding my request, accepted. And the dungeons I competed were B ranks except for 2 which were A ranks, which I received from my daily missions, which those enemies nearly killed on several occasions. Because of this my level shot up significantly, so might as well find out what the secret skill is. But what I still can't believe is this secret skill I have now. Like, what the did it come with the outfit, or something, because I don't remember getting this at all. I wonder what it could be. I mean, I completed a lot of dungeons due to TH. And Issei looks like this because of the Muramasa bloodline activated outfit. Hair. Eye color looks like Muramasa Shiro. Issei Hyoudou. Level 80. HP. 17,000. MP. 4,500. Fame. Muramasa descendant apprentice hero of humanity expert swordsman apprentice bowman. Muramasa blades. Grant user 30 plus stat buff for each slot. Muramasa forge level 96, able to make your own legendary blade worthy of the Muramasa name. Muramasa bloodline level 100. Muramasa made blades are drawn to you like a sword magnet. Bow mastery level 29. 25% more damage to supernatural beings. 100% faster trace on ability, able to trace the weapon instantly. 75% more damage when using sword. 25% noble phantasm sword shot from bow. Murver's Shiro outfit. Trace noble phantasms easier. Projection, trace on level 100. Conqueror's hockey level 58. Armament hockey level 71. Observation hockey level 63. Breath of Water Thunderfire Moon allows you to use these 5 breaths style with a Muramasa blade level 65. STR 119. VIT 117. AGL 116. INT 118. SES 119. LCK 117. Unlimited blade works. Blazing field variation. Info. The ability to project a reality marble that's hidden within you. You can only use this for 20 minutes, and after the timer your stats will decrease by 20 each. Secret skill now unlocked. 9 lives blade work, shooting the 100 heads. Named after a famous Greek hero Hercules after killing a 9-headed serpent. 9 slashes on different parts of the body. Issei. This is a move named after Heracles, the one where he killed a 9-headed serpent on his journey to complete 12 labors for the gods. This is amazing. I better study this move before I use it. Can't be activating a move if I don't know how to use fully. Issei should also thank Nami for training him as well, because he wouldn't have known about this hockey, so he will buy her something nice when he gets the chance. And Nami is level 130. She is the one who trains him, and kinda distant, since she lost her criminalist family when she was transported here. When he has time off, he and also she awakened the Goro Goro no Mi, which makes her turn into complete lightning like Eneru, but the lightning color is black. And 2. She doesn't become fat, she retains her figure, but she becomes really tall. Issei was walking towards his next dungeon, but he saw a red-haired kid with red eyes. But why was he just standing at the Occult Research Club door? He decided to observe his stats and see who this kid was. Milikas Gremory, age 9, level 12, fame Lucifer's son. Issei was shocked. Lucifer had a son. Lucifer the Dark Messiah. Isn't Lucifer supposed to be ruthless? Well, he has certainly learned something new, but why is Lucifer's son such a low level? You would think he would be in the hundreds, but no, he was so wrong. Issei. Hey kid, what are you doing here? Don't you see it's dangerous standing outside like this? Some weirdo could have snatched you up. Milikas turns around to see a cool-looking gentleman, and was wondering maybe he could get his end out of this messed-up situation. Milikas. Oh, good evening, sir. I was just visiting my Aunt Rias Gremory, but there is another person talking to her right now, so I decided to wait. Issei was shocked. AUNT, but that doesn't matter right now. He wants to know what's happening in ORC. Milikas. My aunt is in the room right with a man named Riser Phoenix, and is discussing an arranged marriage. Issei would understand the situation now, and he truly believed everybody should love who they love. Arranged marriages suck. Issei. Fine, I'll go see what's up then and try to understand the situation and maybe stop this foolishness. Issei walks up to the door and immediately sees a red-haired girl and a blonde-haired man arguing with each other. Issei, what the hell did I just walk into? Rias Gremory, level 25, HP 3700, HP 3700, MP 450, STR 27, VIT 24, AGL 22, INT 21, 2, SES 23, LCK 22, Riser Phoenix 16, level 45, STR 39, VIT 44, AGL 35, INT 34, SES 36, LCK 35. Riser, who is this Rias and what is he doing here? Rias, Issei, what are you doing here? Issei, I've come to end this farce about the arranged marriage. Why the hell would your parents agree to this foolishness? I know both you don't want this to happen, and your nephew told me about the situation. Riser and Rias were both shocked by this. It's true that they don't want this marriage to happen, but the Devil Council said it's already been decided and they had no choice. Issei, how about this, Riser? Since you both don't want this marriage to happen, teleport me to the underworld and let me talk to your leader. Riser agrees to this but was a bit skeptical about this human. What in it for him? But that can wait later. He wants to be able to marry who he wants to marry. Issei, oh, and tell Millicast's parents that he was at the ORC wanting to hang out with you. Rias, Issei, well, I guess I better head home. Call me when they're ready to talk, and if they have problem with my offer, I'll handle them. Issei was approached by two people, and what made this unbelievable is that one of these two people were Surzex Lucifer and his wife Graphia Lucifuge. He could feel the power rolling off the current Lucifer like holy shit. It was like an ocean of destruction. Even though Surzex wasn't flexing his power, he could tell the power was just his base form. Surzex Lucifer, level 800, true form hidden, fame, Crimson Devil of Destruction, leader of the underworld, 7th ranked in top 10 strongest beings, HP 200, 500, MP 144, 250, STR 1, 113, VIT 1, 112, AGL 1, 114, SES 1, 115, LCK 1, 112. Issei was in shock. This guy was a terror to behold if he was to get on his bad side, but since he didn't hate all devils or any other supernatural beings, just the one who messed with his family, so he did not want this guy to be on his conscience. Oh hell no, he would be crushed like someone crushing a walnut with their boot. And top 10 strongest beings, what the hell is that? Surzex, Issei, Hyoudou, it's nice to meet you and thank you for taking care of my son. You have my gratitude. We were searching the whole underworld looking for him, but I must ask, why are you opposed to the marriage between my sister and Riser Phoenix? Issei, no problem. Your son was a nice kid. I can tell he will be someone like if he trained hard enough, but the reason why I'm opposed to this, it's because it's nonsense. It doesn't matter if they're trying to repopulate the devils, but ruining people's lives by making people have an arranged marriage is foolish, and my mother also had an arranged marriage, but she beat the person in a duel, and that's why I'm opposed to it. Surzex was happy. He could see that Issei was a man with a strong will that will not bend the knee because of someone told him to do something that he more than likely wouldn't do, and now he knows what Issei is like. Graphia can also be seen smiling by the courage and heart of Issei. Surzex, I appreciate you doing this for my sister. You have my thanks. Issei, Hyoudou, you will be fighting a devil named Zephador. He is arrogant, who looks down on a lot of people, so he will most likely insult you for being human. Are you ready? Issei, I'm ready. He better put up or shut up. I'll show him the power of humanity, and why we have so much potential to be great. Surzex approaches Issei and puts his hand on his shoulder and teleports to a place that looks very extravagant, and sees Rias and her peerage, Sona and her peerage, Riser, and Zephador. Zephador, so you must be the human that wants to end this marriage. Do you honestly believe you can beat? Issei grabs the arrogant devil face and throws him to the arena. Issei, I had enough running your mothering mouth already. Either you put up or shut up. Zephador was seething in rage. How dare this human grab him? He will flay this human's bones. Surzex, enough. Zephador, you will fight this man named Issei, Hyoudou, for the freedom of Rias Gremory and Riser Phoenix. Do you have a problem with this? DCM, Devil Council members, what Lord Lucifer, this for the benefit of the underworld. Why should it? Because of this dumbass human with an hero complex. He should be killed right now. But before he could finish the rest of his sentence, Issei activates his Conquer's Hockey, which covers the whole underworld, alerts the other supernatural beings with the killing intent they felt. Issei, you shut the hell up, you ignorant old prune. No any will remember you if I killed you right now. Let the adults talk while sit there like a useless speck of dust you are. Do I make myself clear, clown? The man didn't answer, but who is this human? Where did he come from? And he could make an excellent peerage member. Zephador, who was heavily sweating that pressure coming from a human, how the hell was that possible? Zephador, no, Lord Lucifer, I'll show this human who he's dealing with, he answers while still shivering. Surzex, Issei, are you ready? Issei, yeah, let's do this. They both teleported to the middle of an arena and activated their magic and rushes towards each other, and Issei activates his observation haki and easily dodges him, and Zephador completely misses him. He goes on to throw hands, but Issei just dodges him and trips him, where Zephador easily recovers and goes in the air to throw a green energy spear and throws it at Issei, who just bats it away and just looks at him with bored eyes. Issei, is that your best eye though? You were going to show me who I'm dealing with, or are you just talking out of your ass? Zephador, you insignificant human, I will make you scream out for your mother. But before he could do that, he was cut off by a sword that cuts his cheek. He then saw Issei with a bow in his hands and some type of drill-like sword. Issei pulls back the string. Issei, my core is twisted in madness, Kalidbolg. Zephador looked up and saw a big blue spiral of energy zooms straight toward right him and screams in rage and horror. Issei, I missed. I was aiming for your head, but I haven't shown you anything special yet. You ready to quit? Zephador, who was missing an arm, dyed red from the blood vessels popped from seething in rage. How dare this human mess him up like this, and talking shit, he will pay for this backslash. Zephador, I am going to kill you. Do you hear me, you little shit? Issei, so you still won't quit? I suppose I should show you my sword that I inherited from. But first I'll show you all my world. Everybody who was watching this was in shock. How can this human mess up a devil like this? He should be nothing but paste, and he's just playing with at that. And what did he mean by show them his world? Surzex couldn't believe this. Issei Hyoudou is a prodigy in the making. He will definitely see if he can help keep an eye out for people who were opposed to the peace treaty the faction were trying to get done. He believed he could do that, judging by the amount of talent he has. Issei then says these words that seemingly make the arena heat up. And where is the blistering heat coming from? I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have forged over 1,000 blades, unknown to death nor known to life. Have withstood pain to forge many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. This is my path, my forged world made real. This is my unlimited blade works. Flames shot up out of the ground and blinds the audience, and as soon as they opened their eyes they were teleported to a world not their own. Blistering heat, blades, spears, axes coming out of the ground. Everyone, where the hell are we? Issei, welcome to my world. Unlimited blade works, my world and my rules. Everybody was shocked. The only person who could make a world was a god. Could this human be the biblical god reincarnated? This was unprecedented. Issei, now Zephador, it's time to end this. Issei, I am lead here from a multitude of studies, a heap of blades massed by my grandpa's construction. Karmas shall be severed, now may your fall be humble. Zephador is completely enveloped in fire, and is seen knocked out with a big scorching slash mark on his chest. Issei, it's over. Graphia, Zephador retires. Issei Hyoudou wins. Rias runs at Issei and envelopes him in a hug which knocks him down, and he just pats her head, and he looks up to give riser and gives him a handshake and his thanks. Surzex, congratulations Issei on your victory, but can I ask what was that sword? Issei, I suppose I should reintroduce myself. Issei turns around to let the whole world know who is watching this game. Issei, my name is Issei Muramasa Hyoudou, and what you saw was my great-grandpa's sword Smakari Muramasa. Devils, Angel, Hindu faction, Greek faction, Hero faction, all went wide-eyed. All of them at once. Nanny. Issei, after returning from the underworld after announcing the whole world who he was, decided to train some more. Surzex told him that the Devil Council want to harm his family. However, Surzex killed the ones who suggested it. This was because he freed his sister from the marriage and making sure his son was safe and considers him a friend. Issei also believes he could be friends with him, and they got drunk as hell. He could visit him, or the Gremry clan and Phoenix clan to hang out. He agreed. Said if he needs help he will come, but just don't use him like a pawn, which he agreed to this after earning respect from a lot of devils when they saw the fight and for some reason look at him full of lust, which he did not understand why, but that doesn't matter. Surzex told him. Issei Hyoudou, level 88, HP 17,500, MP 6,500, STR 143, VIT 142, AGL 145, INT 141, SES 141, LCK 142. Quest completed. End the arranged marriage. Fulfill Milikas's request. New skill unlocked. Starburst stream level 1. Info: 21 hit combo from a certain black swordsman that does a great deal of damage. Effects: 100% agility boost, 100% power boost. Dark Repulsor and Elucidator. Effects: increases Starburst stream skill proficiency, power, when equipped by you. Issei was jumping up and down in his mind when he saw the skill and those effects. He could definitely use this skill for the future. This skill most likely for a big enemy that has a lot of health. Definitely need to try this skill later for sure. And those swords are a fine addition to his collection. Issei, well, I might as well get to the dungeon. No use standing around here. Issei was getting ready to go to the dungeon, but something caught his eye. It was a girl who was just sitting there eating Pocky Sticks. 5. Ryuko Matoi. Fame. 2 ND Herisher of Lightning, daughter of Raiden, May the 1st Herisher of Lightning. Level 250. HP 49 200. MP 35 500. STR 404. VIT 405. AGL 403. INT 405. SES 405. LCK 405. Abilities: Lightning Blades, Chidori Kirin. Lightning abilities in general. Breath of Thunder level 100. Herisher of Lightning form. Her mother is also ranked 7th in the top 10 strongest beings. Issei's sad face. It's clear to me now that even if I'm strong, I'm still an ant in comparison to other beings. But she is a Herisher of Lightning. What the hell is that? And the second one at that. Her mother is also one. I'd better not make them, both of them, mad, or I can my ass goodbye. And I mean, why would I try to do that anyway? I mean, her mother is 9th ranked in the top 10 strongest beings. Better check my P's and Q's. Issei. Hello, what are you doing here this late at night? Ryuko looks up from whatever she was doing and sees Issei in front of him. She can tell he was different from the other guys that tried to talk to her. Most of them just hit on her, and she threatens to snap their wrists if they don't leave her alone. Ryuko, what does it look like? I'm enjoying my Pocky Sticks. Issei should have known better to ask such a dumb question, but he had to make conversation somehow. Issei, you wouldn't happen to know where I can buy some of those Pocky Sticks, would you? Haven't had some of those in a minute. Ryuko looks happy. Finally someone can appreciate Pocky Sticks like her. Ryuko, yeah, it's over there in that gas station. Ryuko point towards the gas station named Synergize. Issei, thank you so much, and be careful, a lot of weirdos are out at night. You know, they would take advantage of someone as beautiful as you. Ryuko blushes. Who does this guy think he is calling her that? She might as well get his name while she can. Ryuko, hey, what's your name? I can tell you're good company. Issei turns around and answers her question. Issei, it's Issei Hyoudou. It's a pleasure to meet you. Ryuko Matoi, don't forget it or I'll kick your teeth in. Issei turns around and says, Issei, I won't be able to forget someone as beautiful as you, so you don't have to worry about that. Ryuko blushes harder. Why did he have such a nice smile that's seemingly brighter than the street light? She whispers to herself, you better not, baka. Issei, you say something. Ryuko, no, nothing, I gotta go by. Ryuko teleports away. Issei, I can tell that she will be pleasant to hang out with. Well, I'd better train and get stronger and hopefully kill him. I will not let people suffer for your foolishness. I'll make you pay for killing Yoko. Issei, I can tell that she will be pleasant to hang out with. Well, I'd better train and get stronger and hopefully kill him. I will not let people suffer for your foolishness. I'll make you pay for killing Yoko. Issei, Cocoabil, your free membership of life is about to be expired. Issei decided to get to his next dungeon after meeting Ryuko. He also found something spectacular after finishing the second boss. There was one more to go anyway, so he might as well take a break. Equipment received: Divine Gloves, the ability to turn anything into a weapon that is capable to harm a god. Issei was just ecstatic. He finally has a weapon that can harm a god. Judging by the supernatural being's experiences, they are very arrogant and will try to mess with him. That can give him some advantage, but it most likely won't be enough. Issei, alright, it's time for the last boss. Who knows, maybe I can get something to create my own sword. Issei pushes open the doors and sees a decaying dragon with no wings that seemingly came off the dragon due to it being decayed. Igor the Dragon of Cocytus. Level 96. HP 22 235. MP 8 505. STR 153. VIT 144. AGL 155. INT 143. SES 141. LCK 142. Warning: watch out for the ice. Breathe will cause serious damage and freeze you for 20 seconds. Issei, well, let's get started, shall we? Igor seemingly roars in agreement and charges at him, but Issei projects Kancho and Bakuya and throws them at his white eyes, which Igor dodges, but Issei activates his flame breathing, ready to strike him down. Issei flame breathing, San no Kata, Kien Banjo. Issei brings his blade down a powerful flaming arc which makes the dragon scream and recovers quickly and roars a vortex of poison, but Issei creates a shield called Issei Rhoias, the 7 rings that covered the burning heavens. Issei creates a purple flower-like shield which blocks the ice vortex, but that doesn't mean the vortex wasn't strong. It went through 2 of the shields. As soon as the attack was done, the dragon started to fly to the platform. Issei projects a black bow and creates a noble phantasm. Issei, where do you think you're going? Issei projects a black projectile and activates Hawkeye, which is basically a Deadeye skill for a bow user. He is covered in blue electricity like energy. Issei, it's too late to run now, it's got your Senko Hound of the Red Plains. Grunting. A red surge of energy is shot forward. The dragon tried to fly away from the projectile, but it was futile and takes the dragon down, but surprisingly the dragon is still alive. Issei, impressive, you actually managed to survive, but it's over now, say your prayers. Issei activates flame breathing again. Issei, extoric art flame breathing, ku no kata, Rengoku. Issei conducts a high stance and rushes forward with such force it cracks the ground and unleashes a flame dragon which seemingly guides him to the ice dragon. The fire dragon hits the ice dragon head on, completely sets the ground on fire, making it look like a hell's cape, and inside Issei cuts the head of Igor the ice dragon, but he also grabs the ice of the dragon's horn in quick succession. Level up X11, Issei Hyoudou, level 101, HP 27501, MP 11303, STR 202, VIT 204, AGL 202, INT 203, SES 203, LCK 204, Ice of Cocytus. Could be used to make your first sword. Issei, I can make my first sword now, is that what you're saying? Game. Yes you can, make an awesome blade. Issei, then let's get to work. A girl in black sees Issei going to his house and is impressed by his performance. She was able to conceal her presence and snuck into the dungeon and watched. Gene Alter, level 300, STR 399, VIT 401, AGL 396, INT 400, SES 397, LCK 398. Jalter. Well, isn't that interesting? Can wait to see what he has more in store and hopefully confirm something for me. The truth about God, is he dead or not? After 12 days of blood, sweat and tears, Issei finally created his first blade, and it was something special. Issei. Yes, I finally did it, my first created blade. I have to say I have outdone myself with this one. This blade can absorb the malice of Senjutsu to make a black and blue malicious energy slashes, and able to summon the Ice of Cocytus to freeze my enemies on sight, and able to trap the dead if killed by this bad boy. The blade had given off a chilling feeling, freezing your blood like if you were standing in the deepest depths of Cocytus ready to be judged. The blade had stabbed through ground and created its on ice in the concrete ground. The blade is unbreakable. Issei. Frostmourne, Demon Blade of Cocytus. Frostmourne, Demon Blade of Cocytus. Info. This sword is able to trap the dead. Once the soul is trapped into the blade, it is able to make the unfortunate soul hush a puppet, and use the maliciousness of Senjutsu to make energy blades capable of cutting through anything like butter. Issei. Wow, now that I look at the stats, wait, where is that voice coming from? Frostmourne. Their souls are mine to consume. Issei was shocked. He created a sword that can talk, but what is the sword saying? Issei. Well, that's something new. Well, if you want souls, I got the perfect one for you. Frostmourne responds. Frostmourne who? Issei. Cocoabil, the warmonger of the fallen angel. Frostmourne. A fine addition to my soon-be collection of souls. Let's get started, partner. Issei. Indeed glad to be working with you, Frostmourne. Issei finds a lead on after killing some stray exorcists, but he's been sensing someone following, so he called out the person following him. Issei. Alright, come on out. I want bite. There is no need to conceal your presence. A woman with yellow eyes who was very beautiful, if he Issei has to say so himself. Jalter. Oh, so you knew all along I was following you. I'm impressed. Issei. Well, thank you. Anyway, why were you following me, and what is your name? Jalter. The reason I was following is that I know you have information, and my name is Jean Dark Alter, or Jalter for short. Issei. It's nice to meet you, Jalter. And what information do you need? Jalter. Do you know what happened to the God of the Bible? Issei. No, I don't. Why? Jalter clicks her tongue. Another dead end, she thought. Jalter. God damn it, another dead end. Issei was confused on why she wanted to know the God of the Bible. What truth is she talking about? He sees her getting ready to leave, but he calls out to her. Issei, wait a minute. Jalter stops and turns around. Jalter, what, you don't have the info I need? Issei, I'm going to fight a fallen angel named Cocoabil, and Jalter cuts him off. Jalter, and what does that have to do with? Jalter then realizes what he was getting at. Issei, follow me and you can find out what happened to him, since he fought in the war with God. Jalter just gives off sadistic smile, and in black and orange flame seemingly starts flaring around her. Jalter, then let's go. I'm finding out if he is alive or not, and where the hell was he when I was wronged and branded a witch. Jalter and Issei find their destination and see a man with black hair and red eyes. Cocoabil, who the hell are you? Issei, I'm your executioner, but before that there is something I must know. Cocoabil, what? Issei, Do you remember a girl by the name of Yoko Littner? Cocoabil just lets out a laugh and seemingly mocking Issei, which makes Issei almost rush at him. Cocoabil, ah, you mean the girl with red hair? Yeah, I do. So what? Issei, you took her from me and I'm here for your head. Jalter, Cocoabil, what happened to the god of the Bible? Tell me. Cocoabil smiles wider. Cocoabil, fight me and I'll tell you. I was planning to kill Lucifer's and Leviathan's little sisters, but you will do. I'm gonna start a new war that eclipses the last one. Just think about it, sends chills down my spine. Jalter summons her battle flag and sword. Jalter lets out an insane smile. Jalter, I'll make quick work of you. Say Harem, Charlotte Corday, Fgo, Artemis, Fgo, Atlanta, Fgo, Satsuki, Kill La Kill, Gabriel, DXD, Ryuko, Kill La Kill, Valkyrie Trio, Fgo, DXD, Jalter, Fgo, Raiden Mei, Honkai Impact 3rd. Issei and Jalter look at Cocoabil, who is just smiling insanely. Jalter, listen, Issei, you can kill Cocoabil if you want, but no before he tell me the truth about God of the Bible. Issei, that's fine. Let's end this farce, but first I need to see something. Cocoabil, level 115, HP 29008, MP 15000, STR 216, Fit 209, AGL 211, Int 209, SES 208, LCK 207. Info, take his wings off, that's his weak point. Issei, try to keep up. Jalter. Jalter just smirks. Jalter, I should be telling you that. Cocoabil, ha ha ha, this will be exciting. Issei frees his soul Frostmourne. A chilling feeling envelopes the area and pure malice hangs off the blade. Issei activates speed boost and locks blades with Cocoabil and clashing all over the battleground, creating shockwaves by the power of their swings, and Jalter summons flame spears and throws them at Cocoabil. Cocoabil, seeing this, does a backflip, but it still grazes his cheek. He then throws a 100 light spears at them, but Jalter just burns them all to hell. Issei jumps up and kicks Cocoabil into a building, but he quickly recovers. Cocoabil gets out of the building with some damage and takes flight, but Jalter summons more flame spears, which Cocoabil had to dodge them, but he sees Issei standing on a building with a black bow. Issei, my core is twisted in madness, Khalidbalg. Cocoabil sees this but still received the shockwave damage which blows half the building away. Cocoabil is shivering, no in rage, but excitement. Finally he has the adrenaline. It's been far too long since he had this feeling. Cocoabil, ha ha ha, impressive. Most impressive. It's been far too long, humans. No, Issei. Jalter, let's keep going, shall we? Issei and Jalter are standing on a damaged building. Jalter, Issei, bring it. With the underworld, Surzex and the other Satans felt a surge of magical energy. Surzex, what's going on in Co Academy? Does anybody know what the hell is going on? A devil soldier answers. Devil soldier, Lord Lucifer, it appears that a fallen angel is attacking Co Academy. Seraphal and Surzex immediately respond. Seraphal, Surzex, what about Sona and Rias? Are they okay? And who is the fallen angel attacking? Surzex and Sona were worried about their siblings. Ajuka, calm down and let him speak. The devil soldier answers. Devil soldier, they are okay, Lord Lucifer, Lady Leviathan, they were teleported to their household. The fallen angel attacking is Cocoabil. Surzex was enraged. They were so damn close and they pulled this shit off, damn it. But before he could ask a question on where is Cocoabil now, the devil soldier continues his report. Devil soldier, there is a man and a woman fighting him, sir, and they seem to be able to handle their own. Falbium asked the question they all wanted to ask. Falbium, who is fighting him? Devil soldier, a man named Issei, Hyoudou, and woman named Jean Dark Altar, or Jalter for his short. The four Satans were all surprised that human was fighting a war veteran. Surzex, shit. He needs help. Cocoabil could seriously hurt Issei, but when how did Jean Dark come back to life? She was supposed to be dead. Surzex stands up and says, Surzex, I'm heading to Co Academy. Searfall, so am I, we need answers. Co turned into a battlefield. Co turned into a lava and ice landscape and lightning striking down random places. Lava shooting up, the fighters were in the air. Issei's outfit was damn near destroyed with just the bottom half and his shoes intact, and Jalter only lost shred of her outfit, and blood dripping down her face. She was fighting Cerberus that Cocoabil brought to the fight, but she looks to be having fun. Jalter, ha 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 ha, how entertaining. Cocoabil, you sure know how to provide some entertainment for me, but I'll end this dog right now. Jalter activates her noble phantasm. Jalter, La Grandement du Haine. Fire swarms the battlefield once more and bunch of spears pierces the three-headed, making it look like cruel crucifixion, making the dog howl one last time before turning to ash. Cocoabil, she sure is a terror to behold. I would have loved to have fought her in the Great War. Issei then uses Valen to make a shaped spear's stand, kicks them forward. Cocoabil, which he deflects with some difficulty. Issei, We took one of his wings, but he still has 9 more. Screw it, I need to activate this skill, might hurt me in the future, but I don't have a choice. Issei starts charging up his new skill. Cocoabil looks at Issei in interest. Cocoabil, oh, so you still more left. Go on then, show me more. Issei roars with a red energy surging around him and tells out. Issei, Kyokan. Cocoabil, yes, show me your power. Issei Hyoudou. Issei speed blitzes Cocoabil with a vicious gut punch and kick to the face, which sends him to a broken down building, but Issei wasn't done yet. He quickly teleports to his location and spins him around and throws him in the sky and flies up to him and kicks him down to the ground. Cocoabil coughs up a lot of blood and looks at Issei with serious eyes. Cocoabil, how unfortunate, let's take it up a notch, shall we? Issei says nothing and make a motion with his hand that telling him to bring it, and Cocoabil did just that, and rushes at him with his fists at back, and they make another explosion. Jalter looks at the fight and says, Jalter, that kid is gonna go far, I can tell, but not you guys. Jalter turns to look at the scared stray exorcists with lifeless eye, and the other is covered by her hair, but a sadistic smile is still on her face. Jalter, have you said your prayers, ass wipes? With Sirs and Seraphal. Sirs and Seraphal arrived to Ko Academy and were immediately shocked by the scenery. It was no longer the beautiful city they'd grown accustomed to. It was now a battlefield. Sirs, what the hell is all of this? Seraphal was getting ready to answer but was cut off by a shockwave coming from the east, and she now knows why Ko looked like it does. Seraphal, look over there. They then look to see Issei, Jalter, Cocoabil fighting. Sirs wastes no time and says, Sirs, let's go. Switching over to Issei, Jalter, Cocoabil. Issei, Jalter, Cocoabil look like they were about to collapse in exhaustion, but before they launch one final attack, Cocoabil says something. Cocoabil, this fight has been fantastic. Since you have entertained me, I will answer your question. Jalter, God is dead. Jalter would begin to shake in rage in this. How could God die? Isn't he the God who created humans? How could he have died? And by who? Tears began to roll down her cheeks. Jalter, by who? How in the hell could he die? I assent he almighty. Cocoabil the answers. Cocoabil, he was dealing a great beat at the cost of his own life. But what infuriates me even more is that we could have won the Great War, but they called it off for temporary truce just because he died. What the? Jalter would be silent during his whole rant. All this time she thought she was hearing God's voice into leading France into a better future, and now to hear that it was all for nothing, she began to scream in rage. Jalter, no, Goddamn it, some leading France was just an illusion. Issei would look at Jalter with pain in his eyes. He couldn't bear the pain of something like this in his own either, and so he comforted her and said, Issei, are you saying that you leading France was a mistake? Jalter, the people who fought for you and died for you are you? Saiji, your comrades are meaningless to you. Issei grits his teeth and yells out, Issei, they were not. Their memory should serve example to us all. 1. Jalter looks up at Issei. Issei, the courageous, the Angusi fall in their lives have meaning that you will never forget them. As you and your soldiers ride to certain death, they trust that you would do the same for them. Soldiers will not buckle and yield with face with the cruelty of this world. Jalter finally understands what she was missing. It wasn't just about hearing the voice of God telling her to lead France to a better place. Issei, what are you waiting for? Jalter, get up and fight. Prove to them what you did was right all along. Jalter that gets up with fire surging around her, and all of her comrades were behind her, giving her the strength to keep pushing forward. Jalter, I will not buckle or yield just because God is dead, because my soldiers will push me forward. My soldiers will scream out with me. My soldiers give me strength. My soldiers rage. Jalter ignites the whole battlefield once more, with a softer smile on her face. Issei could only just smile, and Jalter smiled back at him. Jalter, Issei, we will end this right here and right now. Jalter is back and ready to kick some angel. Say, let's finish this. You ready, Jalter? Jalter, you bet. Issei powers up once more. Issei, Kyokan times x3. Issei sad face, we have to finish this now. Issei blitzes Cocoabil again with kick to his temple and makes a key blast which detonates the area around Cocoabil. Jalter, seeing this, didn't want to be left behind, created a flame dragon. Jalter, fire style, dragon flame bomb. Cocoabil stood no chance and was screaming out in pain. Cocoabil, how are you two stronger than me? Issei, sorry, my girlfriend is waiting for me. So let's finish up, shall we? Issei sucks in some fire on his mouth and a red dragon appears behind him. Issei, got you. Issei throws a ball of flames at the warmonger. Cocoabil is engulfed in flames. After a few minutes he flies out of the flames. Cocoabil, damn it, I should have been more careful. Are you really a human? Issei, come on, you should have figured that out by now. How come you think I'm so durable? Even though I'm human, my durability and powers, I'm still human. With Ryuko. Ryuko was watching the fight and was astonished by her best friends, also her crush, Power, but as soon as she was about to head down there, Cocoabil flies out of the flame some, and he was yelling about when he was done with Issei he will make him his slave, and she snapped, and rage was all she can see. Back with the fight. Cocoabil, when I'm done with you I'll make you my damn slave, you hear we Issei Hyoudou. Cocoabil then hears thunder but didn't pay attention to it since lightning seemingly strikes everywhere on this battlefield, but then he heard something else, advice he hasn't heard of. And he looks up to see something horrifying. Ryuko, begone with the thunderclap. A dragon made of lightning looks right at him ready to kill him. With Surzex and Seraphol, they both see Issei fighting Cocoabil. They couldn't believe that a human and an angel could do this much damage, but what astonished them even more was lightning dragon that appeared in the sky. They rush over to the place even faster. Back with the fight. Cocoabil couldn't move, he was afraid to his body, wouldn't him too? Where did this majestic dragon even come from? Issei, oh, you done it up now. Ryuko is angry now. Cocoabil, I'm ending you now, it'll be over in a flash. Bling. Issei summons Frostmourne and takes a stance while closing his eyes while releasing smoke out of his mouth. Issei, Kaminari no Kokyu, Ichi no Kata, Hekareki Isen. Issei was behind sword, him sheathing his sword. Issei, I told you not blink, your soul is now in Frostmourne. Cocoabil body is spewing out blood with his head lands beside his body. Issei, now it's overtime to see if Jalter is okay. Issei was getting ready to, but he sees Surzex and Seraphol approaching him. Surzex, Issei, what happened to you? Where is Cocoabil? Issei, I'm alive, and as for Cocoabil, Issei points at his body. Seraphol, what a mess. Well, can you explain at the peace conference we have later this week? Issei agrees, but he had to know something. Issei, did you see a woman in black admiral around here? Surzex, your comrade figured her job was done, she figured you had it all covered. But seriously, Issei, you need to get some rest as soon as. Surzex stops talking and sees Issei was just standing there, and Seraphol checks his pulse and sees that his pulse is still there. Seraphol, well, we should fix this mess. Looks like the Great War all over again. Surzex, no, let the Devil Council fix this, let them have some use for once. Contact the other faction leaders and get this meeting going. Surzex and Seraphol were the fool to Issei, the least they can do is provide to give him a reward when they see him again. Surzex, Issei, you're a prodigy like me, it will be awesome to fight you someday. Well, it seems my fiancé is stronger than ever now. I can't wait to see you. This was Kana Akari, a demigod of light, but most importantly Issei's fiancé. Sei was getting up in the morning and realizes that he has a date with Ryuko today, but his car is not there yet, so after a few hours he gets calls saying his car is ready for him, and he said alright. Issei, hey mom, I'm heading out to get my car. Mickey, okay, be careful and make sure to have fun with Ryuko, make a lot grandbabies for me to spoil. Issei, okay. Wait, what? Mickey, oh nothing, have a good time. Issei get in his old car, which is pretty nice, but he wants a new one because why not? He arrives at the car dealership to see the car and is in awe, it looks even more nice up close. 1969 Ford Mustang. Issei, holy shit, she is nice. Issei gives the money to the car dealer and revs up that engine. Issei, now this is what I'm talking about right here. Driving to Ryuko's house, he sees a beautiful mansion, at least 10-story house. Issei, this isn't a mansion, this one those high-class hotels. He sees someone at the door and sees Satsuki Matoi, her sister she talked about. She looks as beautiful as Ryuko. Satsuki, so you're the boy my sister keeps talking about, I can see why you are handsome young man. Issei, thank you, you are beautiful woman, anybody would be lucky to have you. Satsuki just blushes, muttering to herself. Satuki, this man is a gem. From what I heard, he can cook, clean, fight. I wish I saw you first. WL, you better treat my sister right, you hear? Issei, my mom always told me to treat someone with respect if they reciprocate the same respect, so you don't have to worry about her. Satuki heart jumped this man and his smile. This man's smile is weapon. Ryuko, oh Issei, you're here. Issei, well, you look fantastic, Ryuko. Ryuko blushes, but is happy with the compliment he made about her. Satsuki, well, you two have a great time. Issei, I'll have her back home at 11 o'clock as promised. Well, Ryuko, shall we? They get in the Ford Mustang, which Ryuko is shocked to see. Ryuko, this is a nice car, Issei. Issei, thank you, are you ready for our date? Ryuko, yes. They drove off to the nearest restaurant, ate some fantastic food which Issei requested the recipe, and after that went to the carnival to see the beautiful fireworks. Ryuko, Issei, there is something I want to ask you. Issei, what is it, Ryuko? Ryuko is seen blushing and looking extremely hesitant for some reason. Ryuko whispers, would you be my boyfriend? Issei, what did you say, Ryuko? I didn't hear you. Ryuko says it again. Ryuko, I said, would you like to be my boyfriend? Issei is completely shocked by this to receive a confession from Ryuko, who has been with him, and training him, and teaching new things as well. He gives his answer. Issei, Ryuko. Ryuko looks up blushing. Ryuko, yes Issei. Issei leans forward and yes her on the lips and says, Issei, I would love to be your boyfriend, Ryuko. They share another on the Ferris wheel and hold hands looking at the fireworks. Issei, hey, Ryuko, you do know my life is full of supernatural thing, correct? Ryuko, it doesn't matter, I won't abandon my feeling just because you're involved with the supernatural. Issei smiles and yes her again. Issei, them in a very lucky man to have you, but Ilu do know that I have to restore my Muramasa bloodline, right? Ryuko leans forward and says, Ryuko, as long as you love us equally I don't have problem. Issei and Ryuko finally decide to head home. Satsuki, did you have a good time with your boyfriend? Ryuko responds. Ryuko, yes I did, and I know you like him too, I'm willing to share him. He said he wants to restore his bloodline and said he will love us equally. Satsuki gives out a seductive smile. Satsuki, is that so? I accept your offer, Ryuko. But we should head to bed, we are going to meet mom in the morning, so get some rest. Ryuko did just that. Satsuki, maybe I should go on a date with Issei. He seems like a great guy and he is ripped, and he can cook, clean. Oh, it would be a treasure to have him at your side. Issei, well, I guess I got to get ready for the conference. Issei Hyoudou, level 110, HP 31050, MP 16, 535, STR 234, VIT 239, AGL 237, INT 236, SES 234, LCK 237. Issei, I might as well get going. No need to waste time. Issei arrives at the school and sees something terrifying Sarah Fall is wearing that should be burned immediately. A magical girl costume. Issei's sad face, what the hell is that? Something like this shouldn't even exist. Issei, Sona, what is your sister wearing? Sona, Issei, help me please, and what's with the new look? Issei just sighs and explains that his girlfriend dyed his hair. He was bamboozled. Issei, anyway, Sarah Fall, what are you doing and what type of clothing is that? Sarah Fall turns around and sees Issei. Sarah Fall, this is my magical girl uniform, you like it? Issei just stays quiet, and after a few minutes of silence, Issei, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. And by the way, your sister also likes magical girl, I saw her watching it in secret. Sarah Fall turns around with a wide smile, and Sona is looking at Issei with a look of betrayal. Sarah Fall, Sotan, I knew you loved my magical girls, show your sister some love. Sona, Yua, I can't take it anymore. Sarah Fall, Sotan, wait for me. Issei just looks at them running away. He also sees Rias and her family. Rias, did you really have to do that? You know Sona is gonna get you back for that. Issei just stares at Rias and says, Issei, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Everybody starts laughing at those words. Surzex, what's up Issei? Issei, nothing much man, just driving across Ko with my 69 Mustang. Issei and Surzex first bump. Issei, how's your family doing? I ain't seen Millikas in a while, how's he doing? Surzex responds. Surzex, he's trying to be like you with your hard work ethic and started training his pod, and wants to see you again. Issei, is that so? That's awesome, I'll hang out with him sometime. Anyway, when is the meeting starting? Surzex, in an hour or so. Issei, well, I'ma hang out outside the school, I'll be there an hour, see ya. Issei teleports on the rooftop and meditates. What are you doing all alone by yourself? Issei opens his eyes and turns around and sees a woman with blue hair. Issei, who are you and how did you know I was here? I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Kiana Amari, but my human name was. She runs her hand through her hair, and it turns a blood red and her eyes turn yellow. Issei starts shaking and crying. It was her. After so many years he thought she was dead. Issei, Yoko, is that you? But why was your hair blue? Kiana, hello Issei, I'm sorry that I convinced you I was dead, but... She was cut off by Issei. Issei, you're alive after all this time, Yoko. This is not a dream, right? Kiana, no it's not, and the reason why my hair is red was because I changed my hair and lived among humans. Issei, humans, aren't you one as well, and why are you going by a different name? She steps back and changes her hair back to her dark blue and light blue color that go quite well together. Kiana, my true name is Kiana Akari and also a demigod of light, and I'm so sorry that I made you experience the pain of my supposed death, but people were after me so I faked my death. Issei calms down and wipes away his tears and says, Issei, I forgive you Yoko, I mean Kiana, we definitely need to catch up and my mom would like to see you, after all you're my fiancé. Kiana starts crying. How could he forgive her so easily, and how could he still want to be with her? She initiates another hug and they share under the bright sky. Issei, I have a girlfriend, her name is Ryuko, and I also need to restore the Muramasa bloodline. Will that be a problem for you, Kiana? Kiana just smiles and says, Kiana, no, I will always love you even if you're a little different. You were my first and only love. Issei gives off a bright smile. Issei, that makes me happy. I love you, Kiana. Kiana, yes, him again. Kiana, and I love you too. Issei, oh crap, the peace conference. Well, I see you later, love you, darling. Kiana, I definitely am grateful to have someone like you. Issei, take me on a date after you're done with your business. Issei, hey, why don't you come with me? Kiana, isn't this important? Issei, just because it's important doesn't mean you can't come with me. Come on, let's go. He holds out his hand for her to take it. Kiana, okay, let's go, shall we? They disappear to the conference room. Issei, well, I guess I got to get ready for the conference. Issei Hyoudou, level 110, HP 31050, MP 16, 535, STR 234, VIT 239, AGL 237, INT 236, SES 234, LCK 237. Issei, I might as well get going, no need to waste time. Issei arrives at the school and sees something terrifying. Sarah Fall is wearing that should be burned immediately. A magical girl costume. Issei's sad face, what the hell is that? Something like this shouldn't even exist. Issei, Sona, what is your sister wearing? Sona, Issei, help me please, and what's with the new look? Issei just sighs and explains that his girlfriend dyed his hair. He was bamboozled. Issei, anyway, Sarah Fall, what are you doing and what type of clothing is that? Sarah Fall turns around and sees Issei. Sarah Fall, this is my magical girl uniform, you like it? Issei just stays quiet, and after a few minutes of silence, Issei, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. And by the way, your sister also likes magical girl, I saw her watching it in secret. Sarah Fall turns around with a wide smile, and Sona is looking at Issei with a look of betrayal. Sarah Fall, Sotan, I knew you loved my magical girl, show your sister some love. Sona, I can't take it anymore. Sarah Fall, Sotan, wait for me. Issei just looks at them running away. He also sees Rias and her family. Rias, did you really have to do that? You know Sona is gonna get you back for that. Issei just stares at Rias and says, Issei, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Everybody starts laughing at those words. Surzex, what's up, Issei? Issei, nothing much, man, just driving across Ko with my 69 Mustang. Issei and Surzex first bump. Issei, how's your family doing? I ain't seen Millicast in a while, how's he doing? Surzex responds, Surzex, he's trying to be like you with your hard work ethic and started training his pod, and wants to see you again. Issei, is that so? That's awesome, I'll hang out with him sometime. Anyway, when is the meeting starting? Surzex, in an hour or so. Issei, well, I'ma hang out outside the school, I'll be there in an hour, see ya. Issei teleports on the rooftop and meditates. What are you doing all alone by yourself? Issei opens his eyes and turns around and sees a woman with blue hair. Issei, who are you and how did you know I was here? I suppose I should introduce myself. My name is Kiana Amari, but my human name was. She runs her hand through her hair, and it turns a blood red and her eyes turn yellow. Issei starts shaking and crying. It was her. After so many years he thought she was dead. Issei, Yoko, is that you? But why was your hair blue? Kiana, hello Issei, I'm sorry that I convinced you I was dead, but she was cut off by Issei. Issei, you're alive after all this time, Yoko. This is not a dream, right? Kiana, no, it's not, and the reason why my hair is red was because I changed my hair and lived among humans. Issei, humans, aren't you one as well, and why are you going by a different name? She steps back and changes her hair back to her dark blue and light blue color that go quite well together. Kiana, my true name is Kiana Akari and also a demigod of light, and I'm so sorry that I made you experience the pain of my supposed death, but people were after me so I faked my death. Issei calms down and wipes away his tears and says, Issei, I forgive you, Yoko. I mean, Kiana, we definitely need to catch up, and my mom would like to see you. After all, you're my fiancé. Kiana starts crying. How could he forgive her so easily, and how could he still want to be with her? She initiates another hug and they share under the bright sky. Issei, I have a girlfriend, her name is Ryuko, and I also need to restore the Muramasa bloodline. Will that be a problem for you, Kiana? Kiana just smiles and says, Kiana, no, I will always love you even if you're a little different. You were my first and only love. Issei gives off a bright smile. Issei, that makes me happy. I love you, Kiana. Kiana, yes, him again. Kiana, and I love you too. Issei, oh crap, the peace conference. Well, I see you later, love you, darling. Kiana, I definitely am grateful to have someone like you. Issei, take me on a date after you're done with your business. Issei, hey, why don't you come with me? Kiana, isn't this important? Issei, just because it's important doesn't mean you can't come with me. Come on, let's go. He holds out his hand for her to take it. Kiana, okay, let's go, shall we? They disappear to the conference room. Issei puts on his signature clothes after finally getting his red hair back. Issei, I should update my stats now that I have time. Issei Hyoudou, level 121, HP 37,500, MP 23,400, STR 253, VIT 251, AGL 252, INT 251, SES 250, LCK 252. Issei would then get in touch with Zeus and say, Issei, I'm ready. Zeus, alright, then head towards the main hall and someone will get you. Issei would be teleported to the Greek faction. The pace looks fantastic, all these places for training. Issei, this place looks amazing. I should ask if I can train here. Issei would start walking and he would sense something coming in his direction. Issei would tilt his head to the side and would see someone shot an arrow at him. Issei, what the hell? Who shot this at me? I did. Issei would turn to see a woman with white hair and red dress that would fit her perfectly. This was Artemis. Artemis, level 221, HP 50150, MP 30,000, STR 333, VIT 332, AGL 332, INT 331, SES 332, LCK 333. Issei, why did you shoot at me? I did nothing wrong. Artemis, I was testing you. It seems you are more than just a lowly man. Issei wouldn't be shocked by this. Was Artemis, after all. As far as he had heard, she hated men, but even she does not get an excuse to shoot at him because of what he is. Issei, look, I don't care what problems you had with men. I'm not the type of person to screw someone over. But if you shoot at me again, we're gonna have problems. Artemis would be surprised. Usually the men would cower at the feeling of hate she has towards them, but not this one. Artemis, is that so? Issei, not all men are the same. Just because you have been wronged by a man doesn't mean they're all the same. If you live like that, you will never know what love is. Artemis, you don't know what you are talking about. I know the truth about men, they're all the same. Issei would give his reply that shakes her to her core. Issei, you heard what I said and now you're calling me a liar. Now you refuse to believe what I've shared. Your mind may not want to accept these revelations, but inside there's a voice saying accept it, it's the truth. Artemis, what? That's no, it can't be. I've seen how men are, they'll never change. Issei, deny if you want, but it won't change the reality. We are not all the same. Artemis couldn't speak anymore. This is just all lies. It had to be. Issei continues his statement. Issei, soon you will know. Time will help. I am sorry about what happened to you in the past, but you must move on. In this world, never been about truth or lies. In this world, there is only one thing that's worth knowing: hard facts. Despite the truth you have made up yourself, you simply cannot accept that men can change. You misguidedly choose to accept the truth that appeals to your way of thinking. You limit yourself so it can be more comfortable to you. Artemis would stay silent, contemplating her hatred for men. Issei would continue. Issei, so that is just you hanging on to your personal power, realizing what you thought of men being different than what you have accepted them to be unsettles you. It overwhelms you. Artemis just could not talk but stand there and hear her belief in men being nothing but pigs being shattered by the man. As Issei walks by, he stops and asks, Issei, are you absolutely sure you know the truth about all men being the same? Issei would continue walking, but what he didn't know is that the gods were watching in a crystal orb and saw everything. Zeus, wow, I think this kid just crumbled Artemis's belief about men being good for nothing. Poseidon, holy shit, I think you're right. Back with Artemis. Artemis in her head would think, Artemis, is it true about men being the same, or was that just an illusion I created to not get hurt by a man again? Artemis didn't know what to believe now. Issei puts on his signature clothes after finally getting his red hair back. Issei, I should update my stats now that I have time. Issei Hyoudou, level 121, HP 37,500, MP 23,400, STR 253, VIT 251, AGL 252, INT 251, SES 250, LCK 252. Issei would then get in touch with Zeus and say, Issei, I'm ready. Zeus, alright, then head towards the main hall and someone will get you. Issei would be teleported to the Greek faction. The pace looks fantastic, all these places for training. Issei, this place looks amazing. I should ask if I can train here. Issei would start walking and he would sense something coming in his direction. Issei would tilt his head to the side and would see someone shot an arrow at him. Issei, what the hell? Who shot this at me? I did. Issei would turn to see a woman with white hair and red dress that would fit her perfectly. This was Artemis. Artemis, level 221, HP 50150, MP 30,000, STR 333, VIT 332, AGL 332, INT 331, SES 332, LCK 333. Issei, why did you shoot at me? I did nothing wrong. Artemis, I was testing you. It seems you are more than just a lowly man. Issei wouldn't be shocked by this was Artemis after all. As far as he had heard, she hated men, but even she does not get an excuse to shoot at him because of what he is. Issei, look, I don't care what problems you had with men. I'm not the type of person to screw someone over. But if you shoot at me again, we're gonna have problems. Artemis would be surprised. Usually the men would cower at the feeling of hate she has towards them, but not this one. Artemis, is that so? Issei, not all men are the same. Just because you have been wronged by a man doesn't mean they're all the same. If you live like that, you will never know what love is. Artemis, you don't know what you are talking about. I know the truth about men, they're all the same. Issei would give his reply that shakes her to her core. Issei, you heard what I said and now you're calling me a liar. Now you refuse to believe what I've shared. Your mind may not want to accept these revelations, but inside there's a voice saying accept it, it's the truth. Artemis, what? That's no, it can't be. I've seen how men are, they'll never change. Issei, deny if you want, but it won't change the reality. We are not all the same. Artemis couldn't speak anymore. This is just all lies. It had to be. Issei continues his statement. Issei, soon you will know. Time will help. I am sorry about what happened to you in the past, but you must move on. In this world, never been about truth or lies. In this world, there is only one thing that's worth knowing: hard facts. Despite the truth you have made up yourself, you simply cannot accept that men can change. You misguidedly choose to accept the truth that appeals to your way of thinking. You limit yourself so it can be more comfortable to you. Artemis would stay silent, contemplating her hatred for men. Issei would continue. Issei, so that is just you hanging on to your personal power, realizing what you thought of men being different than what you have accepted them to be unsettles you. It overwhelms you. Artemis just could not talk but stand there and hear her belief in men being nothing but pigs being shattered by the man. As Issei walks by, he stops and asks, Issei, are you absolutely sure you know the truth about all men being the same? Issei would continue walking, but what he didn't know is that the gods were watching in a crystal orb and saw everything. Zeus, wow, I think this kid just crumbled Artemis's belief about men being good for nothing. Poseidon, holy shit, I think you're right. Back with Artemis. Artemis in her head would think, Artemis, is it true about men being the same, or was that just an illusion I created to not get hurt by a man again? Artemis didn't know what to believe now. Issei Hyoudou, level 126, STR 263, VIT 262, AGL 264, INT 265, SES 263, LCK 262. New skill unlocked. Gate of Babylon. Portal to all of the prototypes of weapons. Because you showed the gods the power of humanity, you have been acknowledged by the King of Heroes. Issei was shocked. He has a gate of weapons and was acknowledged by a king, the first one at that. Issei, I don't know if you are hearing this, King Gilgamesh, but thank you, and I'll show the supernatural the power of humanity. Even if we crumble under pressure, we will still thrive with or without them. Message received by Anonymous. Issei, what's this? Issei opens the message and sees, Anonymous, don't disappoint me, Zashu. Issei, I won't, King Gilgamesh. He would see stray exorcists and activates his new skill, and you can see Issei's eyes turn red and his hair would keep his auburn red, and a ghostly figure would appear behind him. They would both say, Issei Gilgamesh, Gate of Babylon. 30 portals of gold would appear behind Issei and completely destroy the exorcists. And would see a rogue giant. Issei, Fahahaha, so you guys still want to fight? Very well, entertain me, Zashu. Issei would show this giant that he is no match for him, and would dispatch him like a bug. Issei, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Issei would turn to see a woman in white getting chased by rogue fallen, and was handling her own quite well. Issei would summon Vimana and chase them down. Issei would catch up to the woman, and would quickly dispatch the fallen. Issei, get on. The woman would not hesitate to FO just that. Issei, what's your name and why were they chasing? The woman would respond, Charlotte. My name is Charlotte Corday, and as for why they were chasing me, I killed their leader, and they weren't too happy about that. Issei, very well, you're coming with me, hang on tight, angelic assassin. They would shoot off into the sky and they would head to Issei's home. Issei in his mind would say, Issei, King Gilgamesh acknowledged me, it's an honor. Issei would get ready to go to the ceremony in the underworld, which would host the 4 Satans, Azazel, Michael and Gabriel, Odin. They would have a conference and a party. Issei would then be teleported to the ceremony party, and as he expected, they would be waiting on him to arrive. They would make conversation and talk about the peace treaty. Issei, this will be interesting. Oh, how right he was. A dragon in human form named Crom Crutch would watch and wait for his target to be alone to get Issei's attention. You see, in recent months he's been hearing Issei's name, and he wants to know what makes him special, so he thought why not kidnap Lucifer's son, and that would get his attention, and he would make an ultimatum. But here was another reason he was being controlled by Rizvam Levan Lucifer. He would usually go up to his opponent face to face, not use cheap tactic. After all, a dragon would usually handle their business like that. He then sees Milikas all alone and would finally strike and would knock out the young devil. Even if Milikas would start his training, he still wouldn't be able to sense someone like Crom. With Issei, Issei's soul would walk around the underworld and would see Grafia looking around, and he would go up to her and ask, Issei, what's wrong? Something happened. Grafia would turn around to look at Issei and say, Grafia, yes, there has been a breach. Issei would then narrow his eyes in seriousness and ask, Issei, who is it then? Grafia, I don't know, but he or she seems very dangerous to hide under the detection the four Satans put up. Issei would nod his head and he would notice something. Issei, hey, where is Milikas? Grafia, he should be in his room. Grafia would stop herself. If there's a breach in the underworld, why would they not make noise or anything? Grafia, Milikas might be in trouble. Issei, where was he last? Grafia, he should be in his room. He was getting ready to see you since you inspired him to be stronger. Issei, then let's hurry, he could be in danger. Issei and Grafia would go to Milikas's room to see some blood stains on the carpet. Grafia, damn it, we were too late, he still could be nearby. She was cut off by a message displayed in front of all the people at the party. The man would say these chilling words. Crom Crutch, Issei Hyoudou, come to the arena I set up for you. If you don't, he would move away from the camera and Issei would see a bound Milikas. Crom Crutch, you have 5 minutes to appear in front of me. If you don't, Crom would generate a black and green orb and hold up to Milikas's face and would look at the camera and say, Crom, this kid dies and then I'll go after your mother boy, the clock's ticking boy. Issei would make his decision rather easy. Not only Milikas is in danger but also his mother was as well. He would find his location and teleport to the location and see what he wants from him. With the others after hearing this message, Surzex would be livid when he heard this message. This bastard had the nerve to kidnap his son and would make demands. Surzex, I have to save him. He would try to fly to the direction of his son, but would be blocked by a barrier. Crom, did you really think I didn't know you would try that? The only one I'm interested in right now is Issei, so sit down and enjoy the show. Odin, what does this have to do with the kid? What do you want with him? Crom Crutch would let out a laugh and say, Crom, I heard he was powerful and I wished to see it firsthand. Surzex would start to turn into his true form, but Ajuka would say, Ajuka, calm down Surzex, you'll kill anyone standing near vicinity if you let out your true form. Surzex would start to shake and would start to calm down, but the rage was still there. Crom would then add on this fact about this stipulations. Crom, if Issei can defeat me, I'll allow your son to go free, but if he loses, your son dies. The message ends and Gabriel would say, Gabriel, have faith in Issei Surzex. He hasn't let you down before and he won't do it now. Michael, exactly. Just believe in him and he will win. Azazel, when has he let you down? Surzex. Odin, indeed I've seen how he fights. He won't stop until your son is safe and sound. Ajuka, that kid will never quit as long as he still breathes, and even then he might not quit. Falbium, he is something else. If anyone can stop Crom Crutch, it will be him. Seraphol would then add on saying, Seraphol, he's the most powerful human we've seen. He'll pull though. Surzex would hope they were all right about that, and he would say in his head, Surzex, come on Issei, defeat Crom Crutch and save my son. I put all of my faith in you. Factions around the world watching. All show him what you got, kid. With Issei. Issei would arrive at the place where Crom Crutch was located and would see a man with black horns and blonde hair and streak of black going through it. Crom, so you're finally here. Issei, let Milikas go. Crom would let a bellow of laughter and say, Crom, I'm afraid I cannot do that. The only way he will be free is when you defeat me. Issei, why kidnap Milikas to get my attention? Crom, because you have a hero complex and would save anyone that needed saving, and I took advantage of that. Crom Crutch would then add on, Crom, the whole world will see this fight Issei Hyoudou, and they will see you fall. Issei, no they won't, I'll end this right here. Issei would activate his key skill and a white key would surround him. Crom, we will see about that now, won't we? Issei, when I win you let Milikas go, understand? Crom Crutch, when you win you're pretty confident, aren't you? Issei, if I don't have confidence in myself and my skills, who will save Milikas? Crom Crutch, I see. Shall we begin? Issei, let's do this. They would stare at each other for a little bit, and would float down to the ground, and then, Issei, Crom Crutch, Issei Hyoudou. Boom. Their clash between their fists could be heard across the mountains, and the audience can feel the impact of their fists colliding. It was time for the fight to begin. Issei and Crumb would rush at each other with a barrage of punches that would create waves that would blow back some trees. They would slowly rise up in the air, and Crumb would use his winds to gain some space to charge a magic attack that would like a black and green dragon that would rush at Issei. Issei would jump over the attack and would use his skill, Issei Kyoken. A surge of red aura would surround him, and Issei would rush at Crumb with his fists stretched outward, and Crumb would quickly dodge and punch Issei in the gut, and Issei would recover quickly and would land quick kick to the back of his head. Crumb, interesting, let's see you deal with this. Crumb would make a beam of black energy that would charge at Issei. Issei would see this and charge up and Kamehameha. The two blasts would clash, would blind the audience, and Crumb would teleport behind Issei and would grab his face and would try throw him into a wall. Issei, you wish. Issei would elbow him in the stomach and would send him flying the other direction. Issei, well, you had enough yet. Crumb would emerge from the rubble and would let out a grin. Crumb, no, not nearly enough, let's continue. Issei, then bring it on. They would fly at each other again and would let out a barrage of fists again that seemingly skips time. The fists from both fighters would hit their intended targets, lightning strikes from everywhere, and the audience couldn't believe it. Audience, this fight was something to see. Every kick and punch had the savagery and grace. Surzex, wow, this is something else. Ajuka, this fight could tear the dimension if they keep going like this. Seraphal, incredible. Milikas, come on Issei, show him who's boss. Michael Gabriel Azazel, wow, with the other factions watching. Shiva, this fight is absolutely one that will go in history. Vinshu, indeed, but who will win? Parvati, Issei, please be careful. Cow's Brigade. Vala's blood would begin to boil in excitement. This was a fight he wanted to experience. Ophis would look at the fight with interest and would say, Ophis, Humano Issei, show me more. With Issei and Crumb Kurak. Issei and would land a punch to Crumb's face, and so did he. It was a back and forth battle, and they decide to take it up a notch. Issei, I believe it's time to take this up a notch, don't you? Crumb, I though you would never ask. And play stand up, be strong. They would both increase their power, and more lightning would strike random locations, and the sky would start to turn black and red. Issei red aura would get larger, and he would roar out, Issei, Kyoken times x10. Crumb would look at his aura and would feel the power off of it, and he decided he would not be left behind. Crumb, Draconic Dryayev. Crumb would roar out his technique as well, and surge of green energy would surround him, and the sky would be bathed in crimson and green light. The ground would start to shake and lava would shoot up in the sky. After they were done, they would stop and look at each other, and after a few moments, and would smirk at each other. Then they instantly would charge at each other, and would connect a punch and a kick that would engulf the place in light. Issei and Crumb would again throw hands, and now they were faster, stronger. This battle to Issei wasn't just to save Milikas and his mother Mickey, it was a chance to see how far he has come. Issei in his mind would say, Issei, damn, the Kyoken is taking a toll on my MP, I better watch myself now. Issei was cut off by a blast of energy heading his way and would bat it away. Crumb, it seems you still have some fight left, impressive. Issei, I still got some more left in me, you ready to continue or do you want to catch your breath, you're getting slower. Crumb would let out a laugh and would say, Crumb, I'll tell you this. The fight we are having right now is a fight I will remember as long as I live. Issei and Crumb would begin to fight again. Issei would fire a Kamehameha at Crumb and he would retaliate with a blast of his own. Issei would make a key blade of pure red energy, and would rush at Crumb, who would make a scythe of his energy and clash and make the ground shake even more, and Issei would teleport behind him and land a overhead strike and send Crumb to the ground, and Issei would rush at him with his fist striking his face. Crumb would try to get up, but Issei would be in front of him to make a ball of ki and would push into his stomach, launching him into a mountain. With the audience, everyone in the audience would look at this fight. Not a single pair of eyes would look away, or more like they were unable to. Surzex, how can they keep fighting with all of those injuries to their bodies? Seraphal, the sheer will of those two is astonishing. Ajuka, this isn't just a battle to see who would win. This is a fight to see who would fall first. Falbium, let's hope Issei isn't the first one to slow down. Venelana would then say, Venelana, Issei is giving his all to save Milikas, isn't he? Grafia would agree and answer her question. Grafia, if anyone would be able to save my son, if not Surzex, it will be him. Issei, I have full faith in you. Cow's Brigade. Ophis and the rest of her gang would be absolutely fascinated by this fight. Valley, ha 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 ha, I want to fight him so bad right now. Albion, this fight remind me of me and Drake's fight. Ophis would be seen laughing maniacally, and that would shock the whole group. She usually wouldn't show such emotions. Ophis, You never cease to amaze me. Issei, show me more. You are the only person who made feel excitement since my fight with Great Red Hindu faction. Shiva, what a fight. These two are powerful in their own way. Who will win, I wonder? The other gods of the Hindu faction would look at this fight in anticipation. And Parvati would have outraged expression on her face. Parvati, Issei, please don't die on me. Greek faction. Zeus and the other gods would see the fight that was projected and would not look away. Zeus, this fight will change the way people think about humans. Artemis would see Issei fighting for Lucifer's son and would begin to remember the conversation she had with Issei. Issei, are you absolutely sure you know the truth about all men being the same? Artemis would think back in that conversation and would find her answer. Artemis, now that I've seen you, Issei, I believe they are not all the same as I convinced myself them to be. With Issei and Krom Kruch, Issei would let out a roar and would power up again until Issei, oh no, I've run out of time. Krom would see Issei slowing down and would speed blitz him and kick him into a mountain. Krom, I'm ending this right here and now. He would start coughing up blood and would be powered down as well and would tumble forward but would catch himself. Krom would teleport in front of him with little bit of his magic left and would drag Issei out of the rubble. Krom, it's been fun, Issei, but you lose. Issei headed him and kicked him in the stomach, and Krom would still be speed blitzing him, and Issei would be seen covering his face and taking hits, as Krom would lay into him. With the devils and other factions, Surzex, oh shit no, Ajuka and the others would react to the situation, and see Issei getting beat up by Krom Kruch. Seraphal, oh no, he's getting slower and losing ground. Graifa would be crying if Issei didn't win. Milikas would die. Milikas, don't give up on me, ICEI. Cow's Brigade. Ophis and the others would be seen with a little bit of terror in their eyes. Vala, come on Issei, fight back, show the world you are humanity guardian. Kuroka would add on to Vala's statement saying, Kuroka, you've been proving us wrong all this time, don't stop now. Arthur and Lefei, show the world our power, the power of humanity. Ophis, come on Issei, don't disappoint me now. Hindu faction. Shiva and Parvati and the others of the Hindu faction would be seen biting their fingers in anxiousness. Shiva, is this the end of you, Issei? Parvati, don't give up, Issei, you are not allowed to, not now, not ever. Greek faction. Zeus and the others would be seen shouting out Issei's name, telling him to not give up, but another voice would be much louder than others. Artemis, come on Issei, didn't you say you would prove me wrong, or were you just talking out your ASS all this time? I don't believe 1 second you were lying to me, so get your ASS up. With Issei and Krom Kruch, Krom would still be punching Issei, and he would mock him and say, Krom, what's the matter? I thought you were going to win. Issei was getting hit from all angles. He was beginning to lose consciousness, but a voice would call out to him, my child, are you giving up? Issei would hear this voice in his head and would ask, Issei, who are you and what do you want? The voice in his head would answer, who I am doesn't matter, and as for what I want, does a father need a reason to help his children? Issei's eyes would go wide. He couldn't believe it. It's him. Issei, Adam, the father of humanity. Adam would smile and say, Adam, listen my child, I will lend you my power. I just have one request. Issei, what is it, Dad? Adam would ask. Adam, protect my children with all your strength. Issei would give him a bright smile and say, Issei, sure thing, because I made an oath, and that was to protect humanity with all of my strength, and I intend to keep it. Adam, you sure know how to make a father proud. Make me proud, my child. Issei, yes sir, I will. New skill, one for all. Issei's body would begin to fall, and the people would scream in terror. Devils and angels. Azazel, is this the end of you, Issei? Hyoudou. Surzex, come on Issei, don't you dare fall on us, on me. Graifa would be seen hugging an ing Milikas on his forehead while whispering and crying. Graifa, it will be okay Milikas, I promise. Milika would be crying on his mother's shoulder. Milikas, I don't want to die, mama. But before they could say more, something miraculous happened. Cow's Brigade. Ophis, is this your limit, Issei? Hyoudou, how disappointing. Everybody would look away in sorrow and anger until Hindu faction. Vinshu, I guess this was too much even for a powerful human like him. Parvati wouldn't look away, but the tears would stream down her face. Parvati, no. Greek faction. Zeus, is this your best? Artemis would be covering her mouth while saying to herself, Artemis, no it can't be. With Issei and Krom Kruch, Issei make a last-ditch effort and grabbed Krom Kruch's horn and would open his eyes that turned blue with the red lanterns in it. They were half-lidded. His body would be covered in wounds all over his body. His upper body armor completely ruined from the onslaught received from the evil dragon. Issei, found you. 9. Everyone in the supernatural world. All, well, that's what I am talking about. With Issei and Krom Kruch, Issei, I will win. Krom Kruch, You will fall here and now. Crom Crutch would grab Issei's hair and both of them let out one final roar and start a final rush of punches. Issei Crom Crutch, RAAGH. The echoes of a flesh and bone would be heard across the world and everybody would be trembling. Nobody moved or spoke, they just watched these two slug it out. Nobody spoke a word, only watching these warriors duke it out. And at the last moment Issei tilted his head and would dodge a punch at the last second and let out a statement that shook Crom Crutch to his core. Issei, it's over. Crom Crutch, no, it can't be over for me, not now. Issei would yell out these words from the depths of his soul. Issei, PLUSSS Ultra. Issei would send Crom flying through the dimension, and would finish this fight, and would save Millikas and his mother. 2. Issei would be standing there in the middle of the battlefield, and he would roar from depths of his soul to say, Issei, I will win. Devils and angels, Surzex, yeah, he did it. Grafia would hug her son with happy tears in her eyes. Seraphol would be hugging Sona and her parents would join in to make a big group hug. Rias would also be hugging her family and her peerage would be joining her to make another giant group hug. Cow's Brigade. Vala would be seen yelling, Vala, oh hell yeah. Arthur and LaFay would be hugging each other. Ophis would be smiling very wide and would wipe a stray tear and say, Ophis, that's what I'm talking about. Issei, it was not wrong to proclaim you as my mate in the future. Hindu faction. Parvati would jump up and scream, Parvati, why yes. Shiva and Vinshu would exclaim, Shiva Vinshu, he did it. Il drink to congratulate his victory. Greek faction. Artemis, oh yeah. Issei Hyoudou, I knew you could do it. Zeus, well, yeah, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. With Issei. While Issei was victorious, he began to lose consciousness, but he would not allow himself to fall. He walked, and stood tall, and raised his right arm up to signal he won. The whole world would do the same gesture. While everybody was cheering his victory, Issei was just standing there, and the people were wondering why he was just standing there. Surzex, why is he still standing? Don't know. Surzex would go down to see that Issei was on the verge of death, and he would yell out, Surzex, hey, we need a medic here. 3 medics would go down as quickly as possible, and would see that he was bleeding all over the place. Medic, we need Phoenix Tears right now. If we don't, he will die. After a few moments after getting him in the hospital, the leaders of the factions would be in the room. Seraphol, how is he? The doctor would answer, Doctor, he will be okay, let him rest for a while. But he deserves it, don't you think? All of them would agree, and Surzex and Grifa would be eternally grateful to Issei, and will for him to wake up to tell him just that. Michael, this kid is something special, isn't he, guys? Seraphol, yeah, he is. Who knew a human could have such a strong will? Gabriel, he reminds me of the father of humanity. Maybe that's why he has such a strong will. Millikas, he was so cool. I should ask him for training when he gets up. Grafia would give a smile that Surzex and the others haven't seen in years. Graifa, he truly is a hero. A groan could be heard from the bed and they would be shocked. Ajuka, is he waking up? Howell? Issei, while still sleeping, would say, Issei, he Seraphol so cute. Seraphol would blush hard and Gabriel would get jealous look on her face. Seraphol would whisper, yell, Seraphol, he thinks I'm cute. All of them would look at each of her and back at Seraphol and say, all except Gabriel would say, Surzex Grafia Michael Ajuka Falbiamodin, you have a crush in him, don't you? And they would disappear after Seraphol threw ice at them. After a few hours, Issei would get up and then would turn over to the other side of the bed. Weeks later, Issei would finally wake up and a screen would pop up on his face. Quest complete, level up X10. Rewards, new armors and Excalibur. Magic Susanoo. Divine magic unlocked. Demonic blacksmith outfit. Effects, make your own Muramesa blade faster, plus 20 in all stats. Berserker armor unlocked. Effects, will cause loss of sanity when used for long amount of time, enhances all stats when equipped. Excalibur. Kansho Bakuya gun form. Kansho Bakuya gun form 3. Plus 35 in all stats. Goddess Gaia is interested in you. Eye of the Mind. True. Unlocked. Able to see an attack and make a correct counter against it, and also dodge. Issei Hyoudou. Level 136, STR 307, VIT 307, AGL 306, INT 306, SES 308, LCK 306, Issei. Holy shit, it's Excalibur, the swords of promised victory, not that retard version either. And holy shit, those stat buffs are insane, and Goddess Gaia is interested in me now, and those Kansho Bakuya gun swords, and oh hell yeah, my great grandpa's clothes awesome ANF, that other armor looks cool as hell as well. Might as well do some push-ups to get myself back in shape. He would do some push-ups to get back in shape and equips his demonic blacksmith attire, and decided to surprise the audience later. with the others. Surzex and the others are finishing up the meeting and they would party in the main hall and all of the factions were here as well, but suddenly, all of the lights would be shot, and they would see a figure behind a curtain on a stage. Surzex, what the hell? I don't know what's going. May, what's happening? The figure would start making these awesome dance moves while snapping, and then some awesome music would start to play. The figure would still be dancing, and the curtain would reveal Ryuko. No way. He was supposed to be still in a coma. What has he doing here? Issei would be revealed wearing a white suit dancing like his life depending on it. Valley. There is no way it's. The audience would finish his sentence for him. All Issei. Issei would hit a crisp dance move to start the music. As he came into the window, it was the sound of a crescendo. He came into her apartment. He left the bloodstains on the carpet. She ran underneath the table. He could see she was unable, so she ran into the bedroom. She was struck down. It was her doom. With the audience was shocked by this. Issei was supposed to be in a coma for the next week or so, but here he was singing and dancing, and most of the women were blushing while looking at him. Surzex, Issei is awake and mobile, and damn is he killing it with those moves. 2. May, so this is your boyfriend Ryuko? Ryuko would start blushing and answer yes. Her mother would say, May, I see. Is he willing to share? Ryuko would squawk in embarrassment. Ryuko, Mom, what? Back to Issei singing. Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? There's a sound at the window. Then he struck you. A crescendo, Annie. He came into your apartment. He left the bloodstains on the carpet. Then you ran into the bedroom. You were struck down. It was your doom. Annie, are you okay? You've been hit by a smooth criminal. You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Issei out. Audience. Seraphal. My Lucifer, he is killing it on that stage. All yeah he is. Back with Issei. So they came into the away. It was Sunday. What a black day. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Sounding heartbeats. Intimidation. Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? There's a sound at the window. That he struck you. A crescendo, Annie. He came into your apartment. He left the bloodstains on the carpet. Then you ran into the bedroom. You were struck down. It was your doom. Annie, are you okay? So, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Back with the audience. They don't know how he was dancing like he was or how he was up moving about, but one thing for certain, this song was live and was recorded all over the world. Everybody was into this song now. Milikas, this so cool. Not only is he strong, but he can dance as WEL. Parvati would only look at Issei's body the whole time with a smile on her face, and she would say, Parvati. Era. Issei made another dance move and looked at the audience and winked. Back to Issei. Annie, are you okay? I don't know. Will you tell us that you're okay? I don't know. There's a sound at the window. I don't know. Then he struck you. A crescendo, Annie. I don't know. He came into your apartment. I don't know. Left bloodstains on the carpet. I don't know why, baby. And then you ran into the bedroom. Help me. You were struck down. It was your doom, Annie. Daggone it. Annie, are you okay? Daggone it, baby. Will you tell us that you're okay? Daggone it, baby. There's a sound at the window. Daggone it, baby. Then he struck you. A crescendo, Annie. He came into your apartment. Daggone it. Left bloodstains on the carpet. Hoo. And then you ran into the bedroom. You were struck down. Daggone it. It was your doom, Annie. Issei hit the most awesome dance move to exist. The audience would go wild, and now Issei look at the audience and say, Issei, did you miss me? By the yells of happiness, he would assume right and said, Issei. Well, the party is not over yet, so let's have some more fun. The audience would start to chant his name, and he would see his girlfriend Ryuko, and went up to her and hugged her. Issei, hey Ryuko. Ryuko, Issei, what are you doing here? Issei, I've come to surprise you all, and I did just that. And who's the beautiful woman behind you? The woman would blush and reply and say, May, my name is May. Ryuko's mother, it's a pleasure to meet you. The way she said pleasure, it would seem she is very pleased in what she saw in Issei. And he would respond and say, Issei, it's a pleasure to meet you too. I've been wanting to meet you as well. May would look at Issei with glowing purple eyes. May era. Parvati would appear in front of Issei. Issei, hello miss, how are you? He was cut off by her him, shocking the entire audience. Seraphal, Gabriel, Ryuko, May were getting jealous and angry while seeing this, and she would say something that shocks the supernatural world. Parvati, Issei Hyoudou, you will be my husband from now on, yufufufu. The audience and Issei would yell out, all nanny. Issei and the audience would be shocked by this declaration of Parvati. Ryuko, what marriage? Parvati would look at Ryuko with a smug look on her face and would say, Parvati, I decided that this boy.no, this man will be my husband. May would ask, May, why Issei out of all the people in the supernatural world, why chose Issei? Parvati, for some reason when I look at him he seems familiar to me, and for some reason my mind is telling me to have him. May, huh? Issei would look at Parvati and say, Issei, Listen, Parvati. I'm not looking for marriage right now until all of enemies of the supernatural world are accounted for, and after that I'll consider marriage. Ryuko. So you would consider marriage until the peace is kept in the supernatural world. Issei. Yes, I would consider marriage, and that's a promise, and you all know I keep my promises. Everyone would smile at this declaration. They all knew that once he keeps his promise, he will keep it plain and simple. Issei. So as for your declaration of me being your husband, I will consider it when the supernatural world is at peace. Parvati would let a smile would seem to get even more wild. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no either, so she still had a chance. Issei. By the way, if you haven't noticed, it's time to get this party going again. All hell yeah. 1. Ryuko would blush and would smile. Era, so will you allow me to take your virginity first then? Ryuko. No, it will be me who takes it first. 2 women with white hair and a black dress would appear. The women would reply. Shiroka, you thought it was you who will take Issei's virginity, but it will be me, Shiroka. All nanny. Issei. Yeah, I met her 4 weeks before I fought Crom Cruch, and I would take her around Japan and show her the culture in which she enjoyed. Ryuko. Wait, you met the first demon Issei. Issei. It would seem so, but she's not that bad of person. I don't judge anybody by their heritage, that's just not who I am. Shiroka. Indeed, you were great company, Issei. Issei. So Milikas, you doing alright? Milikas would look at his hero and give him a hug and say, Milikas, I can't thank you enough for saving me. Issei, thank you so much. Issei. There is no need to thank me, Milikas, after all I consider you my little brother. Milikas, really? Issei would pat him on his head and say, Issei, of course I do. When I say you're my little brother, I mean just that. Milikas would start to cry and call Issei big brother, and his parents and his whole family would have a smile on their face. Issei in his mind would say, Issei, I wonder if Medusa is doing okay after she beat the living shit out of Zeus after I summoned her, but I got a cool ass move for stopping her. Issei summoned Medusa 19 hours back before he started singing Smooth Criminal, and after learning that Zeus was still alive she went on a rampage, and once she found him, she would almost kill him, but Issei would summon her siblings after the celebration was over, which calmed her down a little bit. She still hates Zeus, and quite frankly he can't blame her, but he traced a pair of glasses able to restrain her mystic eyes, and she would be thankful to Issei, and she decided to live with Issei, and Issei assured her siblings are more than welcome to stay in his house as well, which she was also grateful for. 1. Ever since then she's been taking a liking to Issei and would hang out, and they would both read books to calm their minds, and they would train with each other, and their bond grew more after that. He also got a ghost token which he received the ability called Susanoo, which is like the Uchiha ability, but relies on his magic and instead of chakra, and requires half of his magic points to make the perfect Susanoo. 1. Issei. Anyways, I got a new move I want to show you all, you'll love it, trust me. Serzex and the others would look at Issei and wonder what this new move is. Seraphal would say, Seraphal, then show us. Issei would give his reply, Issei, with pleasure. Issei would start to charge his magic power which would form around him, and they would see something they thought only the Gremry clan could do. Serzex, no way. Isea. Vevelana, no, that's not possible. Rias, then how could he have this? Milikas, wow, so cool. The audience would look up and see the new power of Issei Hyoudou. It was an avatar of pure destruction which brought the audience to simply look at and not talk or anything. Issei, avatar of destruction. The whole Gremry clan and the whole devil faction came to ask one question. All, is he using the power of destruction? Serzex, how you can't be a Gremry, so how do you have this? Issei, this is not the power of destruction, it is simply an ability that have made, nothing more than that. All of the audience would just look up and say, All, he could the most powerful human to walk into the supernatural world with this much magic potential. Issei would deactivate this move and land with grace and would say, Issei, so did you enjoy that? Graphia, incredible. Issei would then give one last demonstration of his power, and would summon his new sword. Issei Excalibur, come forth. Michael and Gabriel would look at the sword and say, Michael, Gabriel, impossible, it's the legendary Excalibur, but it was supposed to be broke into fragments. How? Issei, because this is the true Excalibur, not that phony one that you have seen. You see, Excalibur is a sword that cannot be broken, but now the goddess Gaia had taken an interest in me because I have this sword. Azazel, you mind if I hold it? Issei would give the Excalibur to Azazel, and he would be immediately shocked. It was true, this is Azazel. This is the real Excalibur, but how did you have this the whole time? Issei would shake his head no, and the angles could tell he wasn't lying. If he was, his heartbeat would have shot up, this exposing himself. Issei, crap, I need to go check on my mom, I'll be back later. He would teleport in a flash, and see his mother sang for him. He explained the situation on why he was gone for so long, and she wasn't that surprised after all, she's been in the supernatural world as well. Mickey, oh, your friend came by and she is in your room waiting for you. Issei, okay, I'll go see what she wants. Issei would go up to his room and would see something spectacular, definitely a sight that needs burning into his memory. It was Medusa in a bunny girl outfit. Where did she get it? He did not know, but he was not complaining, not one bit. Medusa, Era, I've been waiting for you, Issei. Issei in his head after seeing her in this white costume would say, Issei, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. It was now clear to Issei what she truly wanted. He would set up anti-sound barrier, and would look at Medusa and say, Issei, oh screw it, I'm horny now. Issei picks her up, making her yelp in excitement, and thus Issei that night graduated from virginity, and finally became a man. Issei is returning to the underworld after that night with Medusa, which made him realize, Issei, I'm a man now. Game. Congratulations, Issei, because of your ascension to manhood I will give you a new skills. Light breathing. The ability to use the light breathing. This can also be used for something else. Beast breathing. Your attack are unpredictable and dangerous if your opponent is not careful. 20+ in all stats. Issei Hyoudou, level 136. STR 326. VIT 326. AGL 327. INT 327. SES 326. LCK 326. Issei, after uploading his stats, would train this light breathing skill he earned, but he can't do it here, so he will go to a dungeon to test it out. Issei, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Issei then holds the key up, and it would glow and a door would appear and he would immediately walk in. Issei, well, who's my first opponent? A scream can be heard and Issei would get his answer, and he sees a monster with 4 arms with a half-human face on it. Issei would then look at the creature in remorse and say, Issei, you do not deserve what's happened to you, I'll put you to rest, count on that. The creature that was once human would look at him, and would give him barely noticeable nod, but he would see it, and the creature charges straight at him. Issei would project her Kansho and Bakuya and would rush at the creature as well. Activating speed boost, he quickly cuts off the creature's arm and would jump up to kick it in the chin, and Issei would project his new sword Excalibur and would concentrate. Issei, Breath of the Light, first form, Deliverance. Issei can be seen unsheathing and sheathing his blade, and white gold-like lines would appear across the creature's face, splitting it into pieces, and Issei would walk up to the creature and puts his hands together and says, Issei, rest easy now, you are free from this hellish form. I pray you find peace in your next life. The woman and the man inside the monster would look at him, and would give a smile and say, Thank you. The creature would disintegrate, but the soul would finally be able to find salvation, and Issei would give the woman and man a smile. Issei, it would seem this breath of the light is able to make unfortunate souls find peace. That's amazing. Nobody should turn into a monster. If I can save these people in this dungeon, I believe I will call this a success. Issei, after 9 hours of freeing unfortunate souls, and would realize that Excalibur was getting stronger in his hands after using it for a while. After completing the dungeon and bringing the unfortunate souls salvation, he leaves the dungeon and would see his new skill. New power unlocked. Divine magic has been maxed out. Biblical God mode. Able to mold divine magic around your body to make you God himself. Angelic beings are more attracted to your light because you remind them to their father. Issei, well, let's test this out then. Issei began to charge up his magic power that would make the dungeon room be bathed in divine light. With the angels, Michael and his sister Gabriel would be checking up on the other faction, but before they could dot that, they felt something very familiar. Gabriel, no way, it can't be, is it really? Michael, it's coming from the underworld, let's go. With the 4 Satans. The 4 Satans could be seen doing their work, but suddenly they were cut off by a flash of divine light. Ajuka, there's no way, he was supposed to be dead. Surzex, let's check out where that energy is coming from. They would all nod, and it would seem Azazel felt his father's power too and wanted to come along with them, which they didn't mind. They should all arrive and see Issei charging up his biblical god form, and the angels would start to cry. It would seem that their father has come home. Issei would see them staring at him. The biblical god would say, Biblical God, Gabriel, Michael, Azazel, it's good to see my children again. His children would rush at him and give him a big hug, and after a few moments, he would say, God, it would seem this young man is trying to wake up. It was good to see my kids again after so long. God would disappear back into Issei, and he would gain back his red hair and amber eyes. He can see people just staring at him and 3 people still hugging him, and he says, Issei, what's going on here? Why are you guys hugging me? They would answer that their father, the biblical God, has returned and chose him as his host. He was worried that he wasn't human no more, but they would say that he has the soul and power of him, but he's still human. Issei, well, ain't that something? Issei would get up and say, Issei, I know you three miss your father very much, so if you want to talk to him just let me know and we will switch out. The three angels would be grateful, but Issei would do one more thing. Issei would go up to Gabriel and pat her on the head and say, Issei, now look young lady, I don't want you visiting me every day since I have to go to Kyoto soon to see what has happened over there, but if you want to tag along I'll let you. Gabriel would be ecstatic while Seraphol would be jealous. She wanted to spend time with Issei, but being a Mao hindered that such misfortune. Issei would notice Seraphol's shoulders slacken and would go up to her and her on the forehead, making her face turn completely red. Seraphol, www, what did you do that for? Issei, hey, you can hang out with me if you want, just let me know. Alright, don't be so sad. Issei would give Seraphol a hug, making her even more red, and Issei would say, Issei, what's wrong with you Seraphol, your face is all red, are you sick? The others couldn't believe what they were seeing. Not only is Seraphol getting flustered, but they have a dense harem protagonist on the loose as well. Gabriel could be seen with anger on her face and her wings would flicker black and white really quickly. All except Gabriel. He's a EX rank harem protagonist. This world is not ready for this. Issei, after putting on his most famous Muver Shiro outfit, and realizing God has chosen him as his successor, he decided to ask him a question. Issei, okay, we should fortify the defenses of Kyoto. It would seem they would need it the most, right? God, correct. Here I'll lend you a power that should fix that. New power unlocked. Arc of Embodiment. A form of lost magic that allows the caster to materialize, and subsequently use to their every whim, anything they can imagine. Any of their creations give them great versatility both in and out of combat. They can range anywhere from everyday objects. Issei, that is op-as. God, indeed it is. Fitting for someone like me and you who just wants the world to be in peace, don't you think? Issei, very true. We should get going. No time should be wasted standing around. God agreed. Issei summons Vimana and heads straight to Kyoto, although some rogue devils would be dispatched by Gate of Babylon. Issei, sorry, I got more important things to do. After a few hours he arrived and he would immediately be greeted by a little girl with foxtails. Kunu, Issei Hyoudou. Issei, that's me. May I ask who you are? The girl, after staring for a few moments, responded. Kunu. My name is Kunu, the daughter of the leader of the Kyoto faction Yasaka. Issei, it's nice to meet you Kunu. Tell me, is your mother around? Kunu nods and beckons him to follow her. She explained the situation about a group of humans came and took her, and she hasn't been seen since. Issei narrows his eyes, suspicion, thinking of a certain group the four Satans were talking about. Issei, this group wouldn't happen to be called the Hero faction, wouldn't it? Kunu, you're correct. We've seen some rogue fallen angels scouting the yokai faction from afar, but that was a rude to get Yasaka all alone to capture her. Please, I beg of you, save my mother. Issei pats her on the head to assure her and replies, Issei, don't worry, I'll make sure your mother gets back home to you safe and sound, I promise you that. Kunu's eyes started to get teary and gives Issei the biggest hug she could muster. Issei clasps up a few friends, Charlotte, and Rin asks him, do they know Yasaka's last location? Rin, it would seem she was last heard up in the mountains in the west. Charlotte continues the conversation by saying, Charlotte, they were taking about releasing her QB form. For what reason we haven't found out about. Issei, okay, I'll head to her last location and you guys see about those heroes snooping around. Though we'll most likely come after Kunu next. Issei contacts Azazel and explains the situation. Azazel, I see, I will contact Seraphol and see if she has any more information. She might be able to send you some backup. Issei, alright, I'll continue to scout the place and report back to you. He ends the call and floats in place on Vimana and continues to scout. It would seem that moved locations, so he moved to the east and finds magic circle engraved in the ground and the trees. Issei, it seems there was some magic practice here. But why would they choose here, and wait, why is it so quiet? Issei looks in the distance to see a group of people who seemingly looks like they're chanting something. Issei, I should say hello. Issei traces his nameless bow and Kalidbalg and has an emotionless look on his face, blue lightning like energy surging around him. He yells out from the mountain top. Issei, my core is twisted in madness Kalidbalg. The streak of blue would seemingly go Mach 10 and the stray magicians who would look up to try to defend themselves, but it was too late. After completely destroying their plans, Issei would quickly teleport to see what really was going on. Issei, how did they know I was there? This was nothing but a diversion. He would be cut off by a howl in the distance, and turns to see a golden fox. Issei, well, they're my answer for where she is. But where is the members of the hero faction at? Well, whatever, I should head over to the giant fox, it seems that is Yasaka. He can't use Vimana since Yasaka could see the golden aircraft as a threat, so he would have to go on foot. Maybe he can see the perpetrators that way. Issei, well, might as well get going. Hopefully I can convince one of them to stop this madness. I don't want to kill humans unless I have to. I believe they are misguided, but I can put them back on the right path. Issei arrived to the location. It wasn't that hard to stay on the right path. There is a giant-ass fox just standing there menacingly. He sees a group of people in front of her. He jumps in front of them with Kansho and Bakuya in hand. Issei, I take it 2 guys are members of the hero faction, correct? A man with black hair with a lance resting in his shoulder would answer his question. Chow chow, yes, you are correct. Issei, tell me why you are doing all of Thaiso. The hulking figure behind him would answer his question. We are doing this because we are heroes. Issei looks at him and asks him, Issei, what's your name, hero? The man identifies himself as Hercules, which causes Issei to go in shock. There is no say this was Hercules. He refused to believe it. Issei, no, you are not Hercules, stop lying. The man just gives a smug smile and says, fake Hercules. I took his name after finding out that I'm his descendant, and we are weeding out the evil to humanity, and those monsters don't deserve to live. Issei just glares coldly at him and says, Issei, you are shaming his name. Then he would never hurt kids and make them beg for their mothers to come home. You are a fake, and I will teach you a lesson. The fake Hercules was getting angry. This insect was insulting him. He will pay for that. Hercules, why, you little brat? He charges at him, and Issei glares coldly and catches his fist without moving from his spot, making widen his eyes. Fake Hercules, impossible, you should be flat as pancake right now. Issei, is that all? How disappointing. Issei lifts the giant man up and slams him in the ground, making a giant crater form. The other 2 watching would move out of the way. Issei still sees the giant fox. Before they could use Yasaka against him, he creates a magic barrier to ward off the other 2 from using her. Issei, I'll deal with you 2 later. I'll deal with this oaf and deal with you 2 next. He was going to give the other 4 one more chance, but that will wait later. Hercules rushes out of the crater trying to crush Issei, but Issei already see the attacks coming with observation hockey. He leans forward and elbows, which makes him cough blood, and lands a spinning kick to the side of his head. Issei, come now, faker, is that all you got? Hercules in his mind is going insane. Hercules' sad face, the speed and power behind his attacks is insane. How the hell is he doing this? He's just a runt who thinks he's hot shit. Issei, if you will get up, bring the fight to me, as I will bring it to you. Issei vanishes and grabs his face and throws him to a nearby mountain. After doing that, he flies up in the air to make a meteor shower of ki blasts rain down on him, which Hercules just barely puts up a magic barrier to defend himself. Issei makes a clone to double the firepower thrown at him. Clone Issei makes hand signs and yells out a move. See Issei, Inferno style, Great Burning Annihilation. A rush of black flames would charge straight for him, but it was blocked by a dragon made out of blades. Issei, a dragon made of blades, that's cool. What is your name? A woman with blonde hair and blue eyes appears to be the one to block the attack meant for the faker. The woman identifies herself as Jean. My name is Jean, the spirit of the Saint Jean Dark lives in me. Issei, is that so? Do you believe what you are doing is heroic? Jean looks down, and after a few moments she gives her answer. Jean, no, I don't, but I know that will be killed on the spot if I turn myself in. Issei, that can be rectified. I have an offer for you, and that extends to all of you. Jean and the others, except Hercules, looks at Issei with a skeptical look. Chow chow, and what is this offer you have for us? Issei gets down to business and says, Issei, work with me and you will be pardoned from your crimes. The leaders from almost every faction owes me a few favors anyway. The 4 contemplate their choices, and Issei can see the conflict on their faces. Issei, I'll hear your answers later, for now I have to deal with a mongrel. Fake Hercules punches through the bladed dragon. He was in bad shape. One of his eyes can be dyed red and his arm was gone, clothes ripped, blood everywhere near him. Hercules, how dare you little shit, I'll make you pay, you son of a bitch. Issei, it would seem it's been far long since you received an ass whooping. How you were squabbling like a child, and that is why you are groveling on the ground right now. Fake Hercules goes into an intense rage and he bulk up to TH max, and his skin dyed blood red and shadow-like things would appear around him and roars at Issei and changes at him. Issei closes his eyes and activates a skill which lands him in a sandstorm and sees a man with white hair. He knows him well, it's Imaiwae. His trace on ability came from him after all. Issei is covered in a green glass-like shell that seemingly has melted on his skin. Issei, am I really about to give out on the skill? Am I still not powerful enough yet? Then how do I use it to its full potential? He is beginning to slow down and the glass would be restricting his movements even more. Before he is completely covered in green-colored glass, the red archer looks back at him and says, Amiya, can you keep up with me? Issei, hearing this, would start to break through the shell, and he rushed forward. Issei, can you keep up? You have it backwards. I'm surpassing you, Amiya, so I'll ask you. The magic would flow through him, making white hair appear, and some burn marks in his skin make it seem like he got burned on the side of his face, and he would rush last. The red archer clears through the sandstorm to reveal the clear blue sky and a cliff. He runs right past Amiya, yelling the rest of his statement. Issei, can you keep up with me? Amiya would smile, and his form would seemingly fuse into. Issei jumps off the cliff and activates his move. Game. Go get him, Issei. Issei smiles and thanks the game mentally and yells out, Issei, trace on. Flashes of all of Hercules' 12 labors can be seen. His father would appear in his mind, reloading a gun. Issei, trigger off. The others could see a green light appear and Issei raising his left arm up while blood coming out of his eyes and nose, mouth, but he ignored it, and he roars out, Issei, 9 lives blade works. A hug sword that was once held by the legendary Greek hero Hercules would appear in his hand, way bigger than Issei's size. The fake Hercules raises his weapon at him, intending to end him now, but Issei with the weapon of Hercules in hand. Boom swoosh. Issei slashes 8 different times and the marks on the ground appear behind the faker, making him roar in pain. Issei, it's over. He picks up his giant sword and spins it around a couple of times and shoves the sword through his chest. The faker would roar one final time, the light would disappear in his eyes and falls backwards. Issei stands there, and flash of a figure of man clad in red replaces Issei in desolate field of unlimited blades with gears in the sky turning. George, magnificent. Jean blushes and stammers while saying, Jean, why yeah, I suppose it is, but I can do that too. All, no you can't. But a thought appears in their minds. All, who was that man in red? Issei turns around to look at them and says, Issei, you have potential. Don't let your bias for other species ruin that. The 4 of them looks down and contemplates on whether they were really being heroes or being monsters and justifying themselves, calling themselves heroes. They didn't know what to think, but Issei's voice interrupts their inner turmoil with this ultimatum. Issei, what is your decision? Heroes work with me or end up like him. I'll wait for your decision. You have 48 hours, no more than that. Issei disappears and lands on a rooftop and contacts Azazel. Issei, alright, Yasaka is contained, but leave the 4 members of the hero faction to me. Azazel, alright, leave Yasaka there and we should be able to reverse her transformation. Issei, alright, I'll leave it to you. Issei stands there for a while and realizes something. Issei, oh shit, I forgot about my date with Yuki. I can make a feast for not making, she will love it. I'm saved, right? I won't have to lose my. His phone vibrates in his hand and he sees her name, and the message displayed under her name. Reality is often disappointing. Your pelvis is mine tonight. Issei, God analysis. God, you're shit out of luck, Issei. Issei drops down to his knees and the light in his eyes would disappear. He looks up at the sky and says, Issei, I'm in danger, aren't I? Dre God, yes, I'm sorry, little one. Issei just sheds a tear. After tonight his rights for his pelvis should be officially relinquished. Game, quest completed, level up X3. Issei, not now. Game, I'm in peril, my pelvis is gone tonight. Game, do you elbow what that means? Game, I was trying to make you feel better, man, but now I've caught up with your situation and all I have to say is best of luck. Issei sees a portal in front of him and sees a girl with light blue hair and yellow eyes. This was Yuki Nanaka. Issei, sad face, I'm going to need lot more than luck to survive this. In an blink of an eye she grabs Issei and goes through the portal and throws Issei on the bed. She would seemingly be raring to go with her clothes hanging off of her like that. She climbs on top of Issei and would unbuckles his pants. Issei, I need an adult. Yuki would stop what she was doing and tilt her head with and smile seductively and say, Yuki, I am an adult. Issei, sad face, curse my rank luck. Lots of moans could be heard that night, and a young man's pelvis would be shattered. Poor guy, or lucky bastard, we don't know. Issei, after defeating the hero faction, returns to talk to Kunu to tell her the good news. Issei, hey Kunu, I have a surprise for you. Kunu immediately looks up and sees her mother Yasaka and starts to cry. Kunu, mama. Yasaka opens her arms to embrace her daughter for loving reunion between mother and daughter. Yasaka then says, Yasaka, thank you Issei, Hyoudou ma'am. Yasaka, Issei Hyoudou, I thank you for saving me and my daughter from the hero faction. Issei, it's no problem, I was just helping your daughter reunite with you, nothing more than that. Yasaka, and for that I can't thank you enough. Issei, if you don't mind, can I crash here for a little bit? I would like to talk to Amaterasu. Yasaka looks confused but eventually nods in agreement. Kunu, Issei, are you leaving? Issei, that's right, but I will visit you, don't worry. Kunu hugs him with all her might. Issei, well, I guess this was a mission complete. Issei Hyoudou, level 139. Health points, 57,500. Magic Ponce 32,000. STR 331. VIT 330. AGL 331. INT 330. SES 331. LCK 331. Rewards received. Time Magic unlocked. The ability to stop time. Holy Flames unlocked. Flames that can burn anything demonic in nature. Armor and Blade of the First King of Lucas. The First, False King. Weapon that has the power to block a Titan's hand and the armor capable of drawing magic from other supernatural beings. Issei Hyoudou looks impressed at the rewards, especially at the time magic reward. Issei, so I can stop time. Hee hee. God, oh no. Drake, we should have seen this coming. Issei jumps up and screams. Issei, Zie Warudo. The whole world seemingly stops, and it turned gray. Issei, yes, time resumes. The world begins to move once again. A woman appears in front of him, the sun seemingly giving her more energy. Amaterasu, level 490, STR 490, holding back. VIT 488, AGL 488, INT 489, SES 488, LCK 489. Amaterasu, hey, I remember you. Issei Hyoudou, right? Issei, yes ma'am, it's a pleasure to meet you. Amaterasu, Era, what a gentleman you are. Issei, hee hee. That EX rank harem protagonist skill is kicking in again. 1. Amaterasu, I can assume you are the one who saved my friend from danger. Issei, you are correct. Amaterasu, allow me to thank you by blessing you. Issei, huh? She puts her hand on top of Issei's head and chants some type of god language he couldn't understand yet. Blessing of Amaterasu unlocked. You are blessed with the protection of Amaterasu. Hinakami Kagura breath if the sun unlocked. 2. Issei, oh wow, thank you Amaterasu. Amaterasu, Ufufu, it's not problem. Issei, I made a protective barrier around Kyoto. It should protect you from future threats, and if doesn't I will know right away. Amaterasu, that's perfect. Issei, alright, I'm heading out. I'll be back to visit you guys whenever I have time. He gives a mock salute. Underworld. Issei, alright Milikas, if you don't want a situation to happen like that again you must train. Milikas, got it, so what will I be learning? Issei, how good are with your power of destruction? Milikas, I'm decent with it, but I know I can do better since I'm supposed to be Lucifer someday. Issei raises an eyebrow at this. Issei, ho, are you telling me you are going to be the leader of the underworld someday? Milikas gives Issei a serious look and says, Milikas, hell yeah I am. Graphia, language young man. Issei, where did a head come from? Milikas, sorry mom. Issei, I will tell you this now Milikas, the training you will receive will not be easy. Are you sure you want to do this? Milikas, if the training was easy then it's not worth it. Issei gives Milikas a proud smile and gets into a fighting stance and says, Issei, now that's my little brother, alright, get ready, I'm not going easy on you. Milikas gets into a fighting stance as well and says, Milikas, bring it on. After a few moments of staring at each other, Issei and Milikas clash fists, and now it's time for Milikas to become stronger than his father and mother before him. Issei and Jalter, after killing a few rogue fallen angels, received an invitation to Young Devils Gathering. Apparently Milikas wanted Issei to come hang out, and well, he had nothing else better to do, so he might as well go. Jalter was wearing her favorite clothes. She didn't want to wear armor because they were two winged fallen angels. Issei, that outfit leaves little to imagination. He just had to say what's on everybody's mind. Issei, hey Jalter, yeah? Issei, has anybody ever told you that you're hot, and that outfit makes you look hotter? Jalter blushes hard at this and, Jalter, what are you saying? Issei, the truth. Issei wonders if Jalter has gotten any stronger, and so he decided to find out himself. Issei observe. Gene Dark Altar. Health points, 135,730. Magic points, 100,230. Level 490. STR 489. VIT 490. AGL 490. INT 488. SES 489. LCK 489. Issei, wow. When Jalter found out that the Spirit of God was inside Issei, she immediately demanded him to make God come out and answer her questions. After a few hours of the fallen saint and God talking while she was angry, she now found a purpose, and that was to stand by Issei and protect humanity. Jalter found out that God died during a war, and she honestly couldn't believe it. She wanted to so bad strike him down but could not bring herself to do it, so she cried and yelled in rage. But at long last she found out God was real, and now she can see him again in the form of Issei. Issei, so Jalter, are you feeling any better now that you talked to God? Jalter, I'm still filled with hate, but since I got to talk to him I feel a slight bit of happiness. Issei, well that's good. I knew you still had a heart filled with gold, you just wanted to hide it, didn't you? Jalter just looks at him surprised and looks away blushing. Jalter, And nonsense, I wasn't hiding anything. Issei. Such a tsundere response. You must be more honest about your feelings, Jalter. Jalter looks at Issei with fire coming from her hand and says, Jalter, I advise you to run now, Issei. Issei appears right in front of her and gives her a head pat. Jalter, what are you doing? Issei. Is this not what you're secretly asking for? Jalter. Bibaka, let's just go to the devil's gathering already. She walks past him, her face still bright red, and Issei looked confused by this. Issei, is she sick or something? God and Drake could only look at him simply flabbergasted, and there was one thing on their minds. God, Drake. So this is the blessing and the curse of being a harem protagonist. They didn't know if they should be jealous or thankful they didn't have a skill such as this. Jalter for some reason stops and turns around and says, Jalter, don't forget you promised me a date. Issei smiles at her and says, Issei, and that's a promise I intend to keep. Jalter smiles but remembers the headpat she received from Issei and turns around and whispers, Jalter Baka, Issei, such a tsundere. Jalter makes spears made of fire preparing to throw them at him. 1. Issei. I'm in danger. God, wow. Just wow. In the underworld, Issei and Jalter arrive and see a bunch of devils gathering in the main hall. Issei, you go on ahead, Jalter. I need to find Millikas. Jalter nods her head and Issei walks away to find Millikas in his room. Millikas, Issei. It's time. Issei smirks and says, Issei indeed. A few hours later, the 4 Satans and all other important figures were in the room. Sirzex, I heard Issei was coming. Serafal, he should be here any minute. Then suddenly they hear music. Been spendin' most their lives livin' in a gangsta's paradise. Been spendin' most their lives livin' in a gangsta's paradise. Keep spendin' most our lives livin' in a gangsta's paradise. Keep spendin' most our lives livin' in a gangsta's paradise. Grafia, what the hell? Serorg, such confidence from these two. It's overwhelming. Sirzex, where the hell Millikas get a plague doctor outfit from? Millikas, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Grafia, where did you get that outfit from? Millikas points to Issei. Jalter, I should have known it was him. Issei, now let's get this event started. Thanks for watching this video. You really enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, and turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support and follow Muramesa02 for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. See you in the next video. Goodbye.